How are you?
Fans in this bullshit performance, bullshit coaching staff, bullshit team. Vic, what is going on, Vic?
I'm beyond livid. I'm just trying to remain calm, and this was
calm.
It's going to set us back.
What's going to set us
back?
It
was horrible. Well, it's going to set us back on recruits.
Oh.
Who's going to want to play football for the University of Miami when you lose to a 1-5 Georgia Tech team at home as an 18.5-point favorite?
Hey, Vic, you want to know what the Gators did? They went to South Carolina and rolled them in the second half. That's what the fuck they did. How is this happening? Tell me what's going on.
What's going on? I'm not Vic. I'm not going to stay calm. I'm sick and tired of this bullshit. I'm done. You want me to drive to fucking Pittsburgh to watch us get rolled? Man, fuck this shit. Get Blake James fired. Get rid of this goddamn coaching staff. Now! I'm pissed. I'm tired of this shit.
Wow. What? I mean, wow. I mean, we just lost to a team that lost to fucking the Citadel and everyone else. But you know what? They're 2-0 against the state of Florida because they beat USF in Miami. Congratulations, Georgia Tech. We are trash. It is over for us. And I don't want no more. I see people on Twitter with the excuses and all the other bullshit. We have more talent than this team. We are better than this team. There's no excuses. There's no excuses.
Well, question is, how many recruits are gone?
I don't know.
All these recruits are gone now.
Wow. Go ahead, Vic. What do you think, Vic?
I agree. We do have the talent. Do we have the fucking heart? Okay, the only one that has heart on this team is Jimmy Murphy. Tommy, could you at least give me that?
No.
If everybody plays the way this kid plays, with his heart, he's undersized, he's a walk-on, he plays the game hard, he has courage.
Come on, Vic. How about Russo? Russo was there all fucking day long. Why are they running?
All right, okay.
Why are they running a 3-4 with Russo over top of the center? Please, somebody answer that. Why?
Not even that. What happened to these top linebackers that we just had recruit? Where's Dan Brooks? We put in somebody else at 34. I couldn't tell you who he was. Where's Brooks? Why are we playing all these walk-ons? There's a reason why they're walk-ons. Is that the new Miami? We're going to play walk-ons.
Somebody needs to be accountable. I really want to see Manny Diaz's press conference because someone needs. Hey, you're on Cane Shades.
What up, boys? 247.
Oh, 247. Let's hear it about your boy Bubba Baxa. Can't even turn the fucking ball left. Give me it. Come on.
That's my boy.
I want
Fuck
you.
him.
I want
Fuck
you to
him.
tell
Get him
me
the-
he is
Get him the
trash.
fuck out of here. Get him the fuck out of here.
Yeah, at least.
Hey, that's not my boy,
Hey,
bro. That's not my
2.7.
boy. I just said. I just said.
Why can't he
Every
at
time
least?
he kicked the listen. Every time he tried to fucking kick the damn fucking field goal, okay, he would fucking miss it, and I would have to turn my back so I didn't watch it.
But listen,
Fuck this shit, man.
why can't he just at least curve the ball? At least hit the goalpost. He doesn't even hit the goalpost. It's a straight kick, and I'm like, oh my god.
But listen. You know how I know it's the coaching staff, and it's not the player's heart. It's the coaching staff. This is the way I know it's the coaching staff. You can't play for a fucking kick. You can't play for the fucking kick when you're at home. When you're at home, you gotta smell blood and go for the kill.
How about the fucking double reverse at what, the 7? I don't know.
God.
Double reverse when 23 is just eating these guys alive, and we're gonna run double reverse. So one of our slower
I'll tell you
Well,
what.
I've got even something even better, Bo, that we talked about. You know that Jared Williams is hurt. Why in the fuck are we running option plays for Perry to run the ball?
We should even run option plays, period.
Why?
You put Perry in there to where he could possibly get hurt. And the funny thing is, me and Bo was talking about it right before half.
Okay, look, JT4 got into a fight with somebody in practice or something. I'm telling you that right now. Number 2, okay, I'm telling you from right now, Lingard is out of here. Lingard is gone.
Oh well.
We're gonna start getting decommitted. I'm almost 100% sure.
I don't care.
And I'm telling you now, get rid of Jeff Thomas. I'm tired of this dude. Can't stay out of trouble. Can't follow team rules. Get him out. He's had too many chances. I'm done with him.
Agreed.
Get the fuck out.
I'm done too. Done too.
There's got to be a point where you say, you know what, we give you chance after chance after chance, and then you watch that show from high school. You already know he's a head case. It is time to let him go. Hit the fucking door. Get the fuck out. We got, and it's just time to make that call. I mean, Manny Diaz, he needs to fucking put his foot on the gas and show I'm the man here. It's my program. Get the fuck out. But
I don't know.
how the fuck? I'm just trying to figure out, because you got Miami fans saying we got holes, but Georgia Tech is going from a triple option team to a spread team. They got way more holes than us, man. They got way more.
Oh,
We have a lot of
all you
holes
need to
too.
know.
They have
1 in 5.
They lost to the Citadel, but
1 in 5.
they're 2-0 against Florida teams. They beat USF and they beat us. So
Who has USF beat?
nobody. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? Holy fuck! I mean, this is bad. This is the worst.
This is ridiculous.
This is why everybody's like, I forgot who was said it on the show. I think everybody actually said it on the show. We're gonna go around, we're gonna beat Virginia, and then we're gonna fuck around, take somebody else not serious, lose to them, and probably lose to FIU.
That was me, by the way.
You know what, Carroll City Kane? I'll give you your fucking kudos. You're fucking right. Manny Diaz outcoached again.
I said, Manny Diaz is worse than Al Golden.
Where?
I'll say it. You all want to laugh at me? Laugh at me. He is worse than Al Golden.
The only thing I want to know is, where was the defense that played last Friday? Because, in the first half, I saw it. In the second half, I saw a defense that played against Virginia Tech in the first half of that game. What is up with this defense? We can't tackle today? Are you kidding me? Holy cow.
We missed a lot of tackles. A lot of tackles.
The first half.
Well, that one in overtime, Philly just looked like he was trying to dive into a pool. Carter didn't even want to hit. Don't even get me started with Ivy. Please, that.
Wow.
He had 2
Everybody
touchdowns.
exposes Ivy.
What? Are we gonna make a bowl game?
The
No.
quick lane bowl.
Huh?
The quick lane
Toilet
bowl.
bowl.
If we make a bowl.
Are
We're
we-
not making a bowl
Bowl.
game. Who do we beat? We're not beating Pitt next week. Jesus, don't even get me started with that Florida State game.
Oh man.
Louisville?
This
Well,
is
I mean,
bad.
maybe.
FIU.
I'm starting to think.
Jeez.
I'm starting to think that Blake Baker called the defensive plays this week because the defense looked way different than from last week, and we're going against a similar offense with a running quarterback. I just don't fucking get it. I'm not getting it.
Bo. You know how much I make by
They have the smallest offense and defensive line in the conference. They were saying it on the TV show,
Yeah,
and we
but
couldn't fucking block them.
yeah, but Vic, with the triple option, you can have little guys because they're cut blocking. Now they're not cut blocking
I know.
anymore. Like, how is this? And they're gashing us for 6, 7, 9, 15 yards in the second half. Wow.
Bo, ask Freddie. I get paid nothing to coach. I volunteer coach, Pee Wee leagues and everything. I was there in the stands. Out of all the plays that they call, I think I got 80% of the plays that Georgia Tech was running right. I even knew the play that the side they were going to run to most of the time. You can ask Freddie, who was right next to me, since you know him. And we can't stop it. We know it's coming, and we can't stop it.
Come on, you
That's how
got
bad it is. It's coaching.
you got like what 5 or 6 weeks of tape of these guys. You know what they're fucking running. Where is the film work? What are these coaches doing? Like, I am calling the coaching staff out on this. There's no excuses right now. Like,
And winners don't make excuses.
And MJ, me and Bo was asking the same question. Where's Camden Price at?
where is he? Everyone said they said, oh, he's gonna be back this week. Where was this motherfucker? Because I at least want to see what he can do. Fuck. Holy cow. You know how they say it's great to be a hurricane? It fucking sucks to be a hurricane right now. It fucking sucks. When it went to overtime, I knew we were losing. I said it's over, dude. But hey,
Well, I knew as soon as they went to review on that catch, we were done.
I don't understand the third down play. If you know you're gonna kick it, why not center it? Why run like a bullshit ass route? I mean, come on. It had to be a perfect throw and perfect catch to run that like wide receiver wheel route type shit he ran. Like, what the fuck?
I'm done with the fire Manny Diaz. This goes way beyond Manny Diaz. Fire the athletics department.
No,
I'm honest. I'm being honest.
It needs to be Blake James.
No.
Blake
So you
James.
have to start from the top. You got to get rid of Blake James.
Blake James needs to go. What hire has Blake James made? In the basketball staff, those hires were made before he took over. So those two things, those two coaches who have good programs, they were before he even took over. He was the assistant then. The baseball thing, that was just a quick hire. We'll see how that works out in the long run. But the football thing, we didn't even interview anybody. Man, someone needs to start asking questions. I tell you what, if you're on the fucking board of trustees, you need to start asking questions. Why did we not hire people to fight? Why did we not go through the right hiring process? If this was the NFL, they would have got fined for not doing the Rooney Rule. Like, what the fuck?
And to add insult to injury, a guest that you had on the show last time was on that field, and not only that person, but the whole 89 squad, along with the coach, was on the sidelines to watch this.
Dennis Erickson, all of them. Holy.
Randall Hill.
Randall Hill for A fucking D. How about that? I'll take him. I'll take Alonzo Highsmith. I will take any of these guys as AD. No more. It is bullshit.
I think Highsmith is a general manager in the NFL, though.
He's not a GM. He's not a GM.
No?
Nope. He's just he's with the Browns. He's with the Browns. The GM is Dorsey.
Oh, right. He works for Dorsey.
I don't know, but something's got to be done. Something has to be done.
Vic, what do you think needs to be done, Vic? Are you still behind? Are you still thinking Manny Diaz is the guy, or are you starting to have thoughts? Is it starting to creep in your mind like, yo? It's like if you first get married, your wife's acting a little weird, you're gonna start thinking, yo, is this the one or what? Are you starting to have those thoughts, Vic?
Look, you got to give it a little time.
No.
I know it's 7 games. No.
Vic.
He was left with a mess on the offensive line,
Vic.
and that's critical.
It's not even offensive lines. I mean, yeah, it's a problem, but Jesus Christ, his defense is horrible, Vic.
Vic, you're telling me our offense didn't do enough today?
He made a horrible call by Baker. He's not ready to coach in a Power 5 school system. He's not.
Vic, come on, Vic.
You don't think Temple's not laughing right now? Thank God you didn't come here.
Vic.
Yep. And laughing all the way to the bank with the $4 million that we had to pay them.
And guess what?
To buy his contract out.
Guess what? Temple beat Georgia Tech 24-2. 24-2. Temple beat these motherfuckers. Are you kidding me? You're telling me, Vic, we don't got more talent than Temple? Are you telling me that?
Yes, we do.
Oh, my God. Vic,
there's just something that's not blending. The chemistry
it starts with the head
in the locker
coach.
room is just not. You're right. You're right.
How are we not? How are we giving him a pass? I don't care if it's 7 games. There should be no fucking pass. You know what?
I agree.
If we had the Gators schedule and we were losing to LSU and whoever else they fucking play, that's a good team. I would fucking take that. But losing to I count Central Michigan as a fucking loss. That game was trash. North Carolina was trash. Fucking Virginia Tech is trash. All these teams we've lost to, Georgia Tech is trash. We've lost to trash-ass teams. The only good team we lost to was the Gators.
And just think, we possibly could be dead last in the Coastal.
And then for the people...
No, we are.
And the people
we are because Georgia Tech has the tiebreaker over us.
And if people,
we're 1-3.
And for the recruiting people, we've out recruited every team in the Coastal for I don't know how many years. We are the #1 recruiting team in the Coastal Division, and we cannot win the fucking division. When are people going to start thinking, yo, it's not our recruiting, it's the fucking coaching is our problem here for 20 fucking years? When are we going to open our eyes as Cane fans and stop blaming the fucking recruiting and blame the fucking coaching? I am tired of it.
I'm with you, Bev.
When has Georgia Tech ever out-recruited us? Never. Virginia Tech? Never. North Carolina? Not since Bush Davis fucking been there. Never. It's bad, man. It is bad.
I tell you, Bo, the only difference in our offense this year from last year is that we move a lot of people around.
We run motion.
And we have a better quarterback in Perry. Than fucking Malik Rozier.
We run motion. I don't know. The offense, I don't know.
Can Wiggins catch a ball for once, please?
He caught one.
How many drops, like you said, Bo, when we were talking before, how many chances does Wiggins get before he Jesus.
Can we? And then the play action kills me. Like when they put Williams in, they run play action. He's handing off to nobody. How many times do we see these guys run play action? I'm not blaming the quarterbacks here. I'm blaming the coaching. How many times have we seen Perry or Williams run a play action and they're handing off to nobody? How many times have we seen that?
Too many times.
Are you kidding me? At least hand it off to the right side. I just don't get it. Enos is getting paid too much money for what the fuck he's calling. For $2 million, I should be getting more. I don't care if the O-line is
hired him, though?
Trash.
Who hired him?
Manny Diaz. And paid
Who hired Stubblefield?
Fuco.
Yeah, Bo, listen, there was a lot of things that happened today. You had Perry fumbling in the first quarter that gave him a touchdown. You had 3 missed easy field goals. You had Mallory wide open in the end zone. I mean, instead he threw it to Osborne with a defender draped on him instead. And you had a lot of bad plays on defense. I mean, you know, that was a fucking first down, you know, in the overtime, no question about it. And they just totally screwed us. You know,
it should never came to that. It should never came to that.
No, I agree with you.
So what do we do, Vic?
I totally agree with you.
So we give Manny Diaz a pass and say because Perry fumbled.
No,
because
absolutely not.
If Perry throws that ball and it gets intercepted on the screen and they run it in for a touchdown, I mean there was no win on that fucking play. That play was a loss all the way. I mean,
yeah.
If you're gonna run a screen, at least touch the fucking guy like you're gonna block him. At least touch him and give us another extra half second. They just let him go. They just said, "Hey, go ahead, get the quarterback." Holy fuck!
Well, how many drop passes did we have today?
Wiggins.
Too many.
Wiggins was the number one guy, but he made a big catch at the end in the last drive, so I can't get mad. But he made Pope dropped one when Williams was in there. I mean, it was, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't get it. And then they say Williams. Hey. How hurt is Williams really if they're going to throw him in there when Perry goes out? Is he really that hurt?
And what gets me is Williams completed that one quick slant. It looked like he threw it pretty damn good to me.
Is Williams really hurt?
I can't remember who he threw that ball to, but he put some mustard behind it.
I'm just not understanding what's going on. I'm not believing anything that's coming out of in people's mouth. I mean, we got
I don't believe a word. I do not believe a fucking word anymore that comes out of their mouth. I'm not, and I'm saying this now. This is the last year I get all hyped up before this season starts. I'm not believing anything anymore. I'm done.
What happened? Is this the T&M? Because this is the same Miami team I've watched for fucking, I don't know, 15 years now. I thought we had T&M.
It is. The new T&M is, the new Miami is, we're the worst in the Coastal. We lose to Georgia Tech. We lose to shit teams.
Yo, give us a call. Call in. I want to hear what you guys think. Are we crazy? Are we not? Are we being too emotional? What do you think? Give us a call. 866-501-2993. You know what? This is what happened, right? I watched the fights last night, and I am so happy I didn't wake up. My alarm goes off at 4:30 in the morning. I was going to get up and go to the game. I said, you know what? I checked the weather. I saw it was rain. I said, I'm going back to sleep. And I am so fucking happy I did because they would have thrown me out of that stadium today. They would have fucking dragged me out of there today because I would have gave it to them.
Bo, I mean, listen, I'm the oldest out of the group. I mean, you're talking about 4 decades of loving this team. And this is the first time I could ever say these words, and I mean it. The fans deserve better. I mean, the kids on the field will always be first, but the fans can't perpetually be feeling less. I mean, and
right.
I mean, my question,
Vic,
you know,
Vic,
we deserve better.
Vic, we got a caller. You're on Cane Shades.
What's up, boss?
What's going on? What do you think?
Man, I got 2 questions. What's up with Lorenzo Lingard?
I don't know. He's not getting on the field. They say he's transferring. I don't know. Rumor. I don't know.
All right.
No, he just said the other couple weeks ago that he wasn't ready.
He's redshirting. I don't know. What's the other one?
We got all these good linebackers that we recruiting. Why is number 34 in the game running around like a chicken with his head cut off?
Hey, that's the same
I don't know.
I
asked the same thing. I asked the same damn thing. You got Brooks, you got Joyner, you got all these others, but I don't get it.
I don't know, bro. I'm on the same question you're on. What is going on? So let me ask you: is this a talent thing or is this a coaching thing? What do you think it is?
At this point, I'm speechless, bro. We losing a 1-5 team. Like, this is crazy. I don't know if it's coaching. I think we gotta start with Blake James, honestly.
Yeah, we need to fire him because he did a lazy ass hire. But we were favored by 18. We were favored by 31 against Central Michigan, and I mean, this is some dog shit. we got going on here.
This is crazy, boss. That's all I gotta say. Thanks for letting me call.
Well, appreciate it, man. Appreciate calling in.
Yeah, anytime.
All right, boss. Y'all have a good day.
Wow. I mean, I don't know what to say, folks. I don't know what to say. It's just so frustrating. And then now the fucking Florida State fans are just trolling us now. You know what? Wherever Renegade is at, you know what, Renegade? We deserve it. Because when the season started, I talked a lot of shit, and all the Miami fans talked a lot of shit to y'all because y'all look like horse shit. And now we're right there with you. And in just a couple weeks, they're going to have the Miami-Florida State shit bowl. And
that might be at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, they are. They're playing that shit at 9.
On the History Channel.
They're playing that shit I don't know when. And, wow. How do we not have a kicker that can just kick a little fucking easy kick? They can fucking get me. If I go to practice every day and they stretch me out every day, I can make a fucking 15, 20-yard field goal. I know it.
Shoot, I think your oldest boy could make that.
Holy fuck. Where do we go from here? Vic, where do we go from here, Vic?
Where do we go from here? Remember that song back in the 80s?
Yes. Where do we go from here?
I think this is the rock bottom. I mean, it doesn't get any worse than this. I mean, we lost to a 1-5 team, and I guess we got to just take this loss, take the hit, and regroup, and just put our best players on the field next week and see what happens. I mean, let's see what this team is made of. Let's see how they respond. And everybody's got us written off already. And look, everybody said we were going to beat them. Nobody knows nothing. It could happen on any given Sunday. Wisconsin lost today to Illinois.
I don't care.
And I believe Illinois lost to
I don't care.
Ball State.
I don't care.
Illinois lost to Ball State. I mean, I don't know.
Wisconsin's 6-1.
I guess
Wisconsin's 6-1. We're 3-4. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear Wisconsin.
Yeah, but they were 2-4.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
They were 2-4 going into the game.
I don't want to hear Wisconsin.
You guys are dumb fucks, bro. You guys tell me to blow them out. You guys don't know shit. You fat bitch. You don't know fucking shit.
I'm gonna tell you. This is it. I got your number. I'm warning you right now. I am calling the police.
Fuck you.
And I am fucking gonna tell you harassment. I'm warning you now. I'm done. Look, all folks. I don't fuck with the cops. I don't like fucking with the police. This is the last time that kid ever calls in here. I'm gonna call the police. I got his number, and I'm getting him for harassment. I am done fucking playing with that kid. It is over with you, kid. I am calling them. When they come to your house, do not piss your pants. I am doing it today. Not fucking with you no more. It is happening. You got it? We got you for fucking racial comments and everything else. You are going to get called the police for harassment. That is your fucking warning, and it is happening. So fuck you. I'm done. You don't call me no fucking more, or it's fucking happening. I promise you. I've already fucking researched it. But let's move on.
But how many of these kids quit now? That just give up? Do we give up now and just lay down the rest of the year now?
Well, that's on Manny Diaz. That's on Manny. That's on him.
Well, listen, we got some seniors on the team that want to make it to the next level, and could they lay down and not want to risk injury? So they could get to the combine at least, or for pro day. I mean, that does happen. I mean, let's hope that it doesn't. I mean,
I'm sorry, I do not see any NFL talent out there on that damn field.
I agree. Tommy, I said that 3-4 weeks ago. I agree with you, and you've made a lot of good calls that were correct. I commend you. I'm wrong. I said we were going to fucking win out. Wrong.
I thought we went out. I mean, I thought we win today.
Yeah.
I thought we win today, and then I thought next.
No, I thought we were going to win out after we lost to North Carolina.
I thought.
So I've been way wrong.
I thought we win today. I thought the Pitt game would be the game where we're going, and we lost to this team. Wow. I'm in shock. Yep. I'm in shock.
I mean, seriously, when I sit there and said we wouldn't win out, I surely did not think we would lose today.
No.
There were some teams on the schedule that, like the Florida State, because you never know with rivals.
Well,
Pittsburgh, I wasn't sure, but I don't get. Today, I don't get it.
Well, Vic. So so what do you do if you're a recruit? I mean, if you were a recruit, what would you do? Would you stay here? I mean, especially if the Gators are calling you, would you go to the Gators?
Well, look, the Gators, can only take a certain amount of players, and if I'm an offensive lineman, I'm going to say, hey, listen, I got an opportunity to come in and play all 4 years, aka like a Navon Donaldson. So that I look as an opportunity. We just have so many holes to fill. It's just, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. Our wide receivers were horrible. I mean, just just disappointing.
Vic, don't give me
disappointing.
Please don't give me the whole shit, Vic. I mean, let's go back to last year, 2 years ago, right? Florida Gators had what's his name as their coach, the guy at Central Michigan. They were fucking what 5 wins, got beat by whoever. Fucking Mullen steps in and they go 10-3, Vic. And you're telling me that we don't have enough talent to beat North Carolina and Georgia? I'm tired of hearing the holes and the excuses. There's got to be a point where you look at coaching. How are the Gators getting better and we're not?
Bo. He's talking about receivers. I respect you, Vic, because you always have that patience and you always make good logic. You bring good logic. But I'm going to tell you something. Give me the excuse for Lawrence Gator right now.
No, Cager's balling.
No, he's not. Stop it. How many yards does he have? How many yards does Cager have right now? 150?
Hey.
I had read some idiot wrote on one of their Facebook pages, well, if Jeff Thomas was on Clemson, he'd be a totally different player. No.
If Jeff Thomas was on Clemson, he wouldn't be playing.
He wouldn't fucking start. Exactly. Okay? Put him on Clemson. He's a first-round pick. No. Put him on Clemson, he rides the bench.
He's been thrown off the team.
Clemson has a lot of talent. I will admit to that, but it's coaching. It's coaching 100%. You can see it in the players. You can see it in the inconsistency. The difference between a well-coached team and a bad coached team is always going to fall back to their consistency. Period. We look good one week, and then we look completely different the next. That should tell you everything, Mick.
Tells me
everything. You're right.
Tells me everything.
I want to be positive. I'll always try to find a reason to be positive. But I can take very little positive from today. The moral victories are only going to take you so far. And it's going to get to the point where this fan base has suffered so much. Okay, what do you say to the fans that have been there for 20-something years? They're season ticket holders for 20 and 25 plus years. What do you say to them?
Look, the fans are already speaking, my friend. Look how many people were at the game today. I mean, there weren't that many people at this game. Nobody gave a shit.
Yeah,
well, you're a diehard Kane fan.
Yeah, but that's not
the
point.
I mean, the stadium wasn't sold out.
Vic, it was noon. It was fucking a noon game against a 1-5 team. You think people are going to be there for a 1-5 Georgia Tech team? Fuck no. It's not going to happen.
Well, but you said it, bro. You said it. You're like, you woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you got up excited, and then you said you weren't going, right?
Wasn't going. Wasn't making the drive.
And look, if you would have came here, how much more upset would you have been that you spent your hard-earned money to come all the way from Duval County, right? You're from Jacksonville, right?
No, I'm in Central Florida.
You're in Central Florida. Well, it doesn't matter. You came all the way from Central Florida to watch the Canes play, to have to go drive all the way back for them to put up that performance. And you've done this for how many times?
Yeah, but I drove to North Carolina. I went to Orlando. I've been
there you go.
Oh, my God. Like, I'm starting to believe that Miami football is done.
I'm supposed to go to Pittsburgh next week. Key word is supposed to.
I mean, do you think Miami football is done 247? Do you think we'll ever see a championship again in our lifetime?
If we keep trending the way we are, no. Something needs to change, and it needs to change at the top, not the bottom. We keep running coaches and coaches and coaches. No, we need to figure out who the head decision makers are in that Miami Board of Trustees and say enough is enough. We need somebody that knows how to identify a good coach and, put a good coaching staff together and start paying money. We've wasted so much money on buyouts for coaches, and spent so much time just doing nothing that it's embarrassing, for a program that had gotten built from the football program. I'm sorry, the university got built by the football program. And they're destroying it. They're destroying it piece by piece every year.
They don't care either. That's the thing. They don't care.
But here's the question: does the administration really care about football? We know that
No.
Shayla didn't. I mean, do they really care, knowing that this is what put the school on the fucking map? This is what brought money to the school. But do they really fucking care?
I'm not going to say they don't care, because I truly think that, because there's people there that have given, their blood, sweat, and tears that are in that board of trustees. Like Joaquin Gonzalez, he's part of the board member. I can't say that they don't care.
Yeah, but we're talking administration. We're talking about presidents and shit like that have no ties to this. They're just a fucking hire.
Oh no, it's way bigger than football to them. So I would have to agree with you.
But they need to understand. I mean, before the '83 national championship, Miami was suntan U. They're fucking everything went up when Miami started winning. Like it just doesn't get. I'm tired of losing. It's ridiculous. And you see these other programs, they make the right hires and they're fucking going the right direction, and we're not. We're not. I mean,
say what you want to say about Dan Mullen, but he applied for the job twice, and we told him no twice. Look at him now.
We told this guy no. He's better than Mandy is. I'm not saying he would have got us a national championship, but I think he could have had us at least win the Coastal. I just want to see us win the Coastal every year. I'm not even asking national championship.
Bo, Manny Diaz.
What do you say?
For lack of a better word, this is a rebuild. This is what he said in his press conference. A rebuild now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So how?
I'm looking at the Twitter feeds now.
How do you go?
He just lost that locker room.
How do you go from T&M and we're gonna compete and all this stuff, and after the Gator game, you're gonna say everything you said about that, and we're here to win every game, to now it's a rebuild? Man, this guy.
So wait a minute.
This guy is definitely the son of a fucking politician.
Man, I'm not believing any word that comes out of this dude's mouth again. Never.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this to you guys.
I want to hear it. I wonder if I can play it. I wonder if I can go find it on YouTube and play it.
I'm sending you the quote from the guy who tweeted it. Quoted Manny D.
I want to hear
it.
For
lack of word, this is a rebuild.
Rebuild. Holy fuck.
How is this a rebuild? We got everybody from last year back.
He was on the fucking staff. I can understand.
Can't argue that.
Oh my god, he was on this staff. This is his defense. These are the defensive guys that he recruited. So you cannot blame the defense. Now you can blame the offense, but you cannot blame your defense. And your defense is what cost us the game today. What was the time of possession in the second half? They held the ball like almost the whole third quarter.
I mean, hell, we only had 10 plays going into the fourth quarter.
Where's the accountability at? Well, why can't he stand up there and say, hey, it's on me? Why can't we get a coach like that to fucking stand up and take the fucking heat? Holy fuck. To blame it on fucking... I gotta hear this shit before I go crazy. Holy...
Hey, guys, I'm going to go back to listening. All right, thanks for having me.
All right, appreciate it.
All right.
Wow.
This you got to please tell me somebody put something out wrong. He couldn't have said this is a rebuild. I'm going to be Damien for right now, but there is no way this is a rebuild.
What?
I just texted it to you on your phone.
Oh, hold on, I got it right here.
Tweet.
I got it right here.
Yeah, read it.
Shut
Yeah, this was a reporter that quoted Diaz.
I'm playing it. Let me hear him.
Just quick before we get going.
No, it's not a video. It's just
I got
quoted,
the
and he
video.
must have said it.
In the game that set us up potentially for a game winner. We are playing with very little margin of error to win close games, and I think that's what's obvious tonight. We can't do anything about it. To get the ball down there close 3 times and come away with no points, and really the 4th time was on was a sack. I mean, we drove the ball inside
I don't believe this.
30-yard line 4 times and came away with no points.
Rebuild.
I mean, that is the margin for error.
Yeah,
that I'm talking
I'm
about.
looking
That
at the
makes you
Twitter
an offensive
feeds,
play
and
caller,
somebody,
call perfect plays.
You know, it looked like they were quoting that.
But we have to just power through that. That's our situation.
I don't know what happened.
Obviously, is there a momentum effect where one begets the next one?
I don't know, buddy.
I don't know.
Drives with easy
We're listening
field goals
right now. Hold on.
You know, and it lifts up their sideline. You can see their, and we just continue to press on.
Are we still live, or?
Yes, we're live. We're listening to Manny Diaz. Manny Diaz
Correct.
is on. He's on right now.
You know, we'll have to assess how things look.
What is he saying?
Close games, these toss-ups, right?
Was that tweet that I sent to you accurate, what he said?
Winning close games.
Hold
And
on.
I mean,
talk
somebody
about
wouldn't
red
post
zone drive
that.
and field
Hold
goals and
on.
massive
If it didn't come out of his mouth.
Vic, hold on.
We need to do better to make us harder to beat. You know, obviously we were backed up today. We got to run by us, and their punter throws a great throw, gets them another touch of leaning on us. You know, possessing the clock, time of possession, and taking advantage of some of our loans. You can't. You got to come and you got to band together, and the way you figure it out is with your work. You know, and what better to help our guys to win some of these coin flip games.
Coin flip games.
And I thought that was disappointing. I thought that drive sort of gave them confidence going into the second half. We had played run defense this year to give him 20 for 141, you know, including just running to the tackle there. Well, they're part of the solution, right? I mean, there's no doubt about that. They're part of the solution. We have, you know, we've mentioned all along, we have a very small senior class, you know. We have a very young football team. You can see through all these games, you can see the promise of the future, you know, while at the same time seeing some of the ugliness of the present. So to me, it's about understanding that, hey, there is an opportunity. This is, you know, for lack of a better word, this is a rebuild, right? I mean, this is something that, you know, we're not just picking up where we left off with great success.
He said it. It's a rebuild.
Oh, so that reporter was correct.
He said.
So to me, I think the guys rebuild, right? I mean, this is something future, you know, while at the same time seeing some of the ugliness of the present. So to me, it's about understanding, hey, there is an opportunity. This is,
hold on,
you know, for lack of a better word, this is a rebuild.
I
mean,
this is a fucking. Yo, what's going on? You're on Kane Shades.
Hello?
What's going on? You there?
What's up?
What do you think? What's on your mind?
What's on my mind?
Yeah.
I don't know. Nothing.
What do you think about today's loss?
Huh?
What do you think about the loss?
Pretty shit.
So you don't. So what's up? What do you got for us?
Legalize marijuana.
Oh God. I got your number. Call again. I got his number, 772.
See, I knew that was a troll. I knew that was a troll as soon as he got one.
I got his number. He's locked in. I'm done with these fucking kids. Done with them. I'm not playing games with them anymore. Vic, do you think I'm wrong here? Do you think I should call? I mean, come on, Vic. How much are we supposed to take over this shit? He's saying, the racial words and everything else. What else are we supposed to do with this fucking kid? We talked to him nice. We played the game. What are we supposed to do?
No, you're right.
It's harassment, isn't it? He calls over and over. I mean, it's harassment.
I don't know. A lot of these people are telling us to watch this Trayvon Hill interview.
Oh, Trayvon Hill played a good game today. I'll give him that. He did play a good game.
He did. Learn what the interview is now. Everybody's putting laugh out loud afterward.
No.
Oh, yeah. Manny Diaz, you could see the promise of the ugliness of the president.
Well,
This is a rebuild.
a
You
rebuild.
can see the promise of the future and the ugliness of the present. This is a rebuild.
Yeah, I just listened to it, Vic. I just listened to it. It was said it was a rebuild. Let me see if I can listen to Trayvon Hill. See if he's on here up yet. Let's go on here.
You're sitting there saying he was
to take on the boss of freedom of speech.
You're done, bro. I got your number, dude.
It's freedom of speech.
561. You're done. I'm telling you, that's your last warning.
I'm done for what?
That's your
it's
last.
freedom of speech. I can say what I want.
That's your last warning, dude. Harassment. You said you fucking said racial
It's not harassment,
comments.
you dumb shit.
It is. You're done, bro. I'm fucking not playing no more with you. I'm tired of you.
You can't prove that was me that said
Yes,
it, you
I
idiot.
can. I got your number in my fucking call log, you dumb fuck.
You ain't got shit. You're just mad because the hurricane sucked dick. How's it my fault?
Get the hell off. I'm done with that fucking guy. Anyways, going back. Here's Trayvon Hill. Let's hear it. Minute 25. Here it is.
I feel sorry for us, so we gotta go out there and dominate them guys. Prepare well. And it was positive, but at the same time, it hurts. It definitely hurts. Being in a close game, coming up short. Yeah.
Is there a sense of urgency seniors in your last season? Can't we just get out of hand?
Like I said, we can't do it on this game. We got picked next.
Defense got off to a good start, but then they really established their run against you guys. What do you kind of feel like switch there? I guess you kind of really started that last drive first half.
We didn't execute.
Or, I mean, obviously, seemed like a lot of missed tackles.
We didn't execute.
Much of anything.
We didn't execute.
They had a lot of success running the ball. Just counting had a lot of missed tackles and stuff. What, from your perspective?
You just asked the same question. We didn't execute.
They had the ball for 20-something minutes to second half. Were you guys a little tired at all? Physically, was you okay?
Yeah, we were good, but we didn't execute.
Well, he didn't say that much. He just said we didn't execute. Fuck. Hell y'all talking about?
This shit's dry.
I don't know, Vic. I just don't know if I don't know what we can do here, man. Oh, said they cut it off. What he said.
Yeah.
772-626-3809. That's the last time. Do not call back. What?
What he's saying.
I don't. I just wonder. I'm just curious to see how they show up next week.
Okay.
They just stopped. I mean,
People are saying they edited Trayvon Hill's thing in his interview. They didn't want us to hear what he had to say. What did he say? Wow.
if that ain't some bullshit, how you gonna edit it, and cut it off?
Because they don't want us to hear the truth. They don't want us to hear it. They want to be positive. You know, how long, you know, I was the first one to be positive. The Al Golden era, the Randy Shannon era, I was positive. But man, it is hard to be positive. When you're seeing this new coach do the same things that the others did. It's hard. I'm not seeing nothing different, man. I'm not seeing a team that comes in here that knows they're superior to a team and put their foot on their throat and kill them. I'm not. Vic, are you there?
You know what's really gonna piss me off?
What?
Is if I get on Instagram and I see a bunch of these players posting shit that shouldn't be posted. And I guarantee you there's a bunch of it that have.
I don't know.
Yo, the Hurricanes are fucking shit.
I don't know. I have no clue. What's going on?
Do you think that
Vic, you're breaking up. Vic, you're breaking up.
Do you think
Man, Vic's got terrible service. You think New York would have a bunch like fucking towers everywhere with all those people?
No, I said, do you think the players look uninspired playing for Manny?
Vic, why are they not ready? Like let's go back to the North Carolina game. Came out flat. Let's go to the Virginia Tech game. Came out flat. The Central Michigan game, they were flat. Like, why is this team only ready to go against Florida and then against Virginia? Those were the only two games this team came out ready and inspired to play. Was it because both of them were ranked? What is it?
Tommy, I don't think this team is getting better under Manny. Do you?
Hell no! We're getting worse.
I think that
I would at least think by this time the offensive line would have got at least a little better. The offensive line's getting worse.
I mean, they spend too much time dancing on the sidelines and running for jewelry after missing 300 tackles this season.
That shit right there, not to cut you off, this touchdown ring and turnover chain, get rid of it because you deserve it. Get rid of this. Both of them. Get rid of them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't think this is a rebuild. I mean, look, we won 10 games 2 years ago.
2 years ago with these guys.
You know, listen, we're at an average kicker away from being 6-2, maybe even undefeated. You know, if we're 100% kicking inside the red zone for the year. But to play the rebuild card, I mean, it's even worse than losing.
Don't you think, Vic, that's just trying to cover his ass, pulling the rebuild card here? Don't you think that, Vic? Right there?
What'd you say?
Don't you think him pulling the rebuild card right now is like trying to cover his ass on this loss?
Oh, of course. I mean, but look, you know it's not a rebuild. I mean, we won 10 games under Rick 2 years ago with pretty much the same team. I mean, maybe a few different players. I mean, look, all we needed is a kicker. It's ridiculous.
I cannot believe
that dumbass headphones, Dollar Tree headphones, that ass.
I don't.
All right, how about
I don't like
Tommy? How about this, Tommy? If this is a rebuild, if we're a rebuild team, get rid of Jeff Thomas and say enough is enough.
I'm there. I put it out there on Facebook and Twitter. After I found out that he was gone, that he was suspended, I'd be done with him. I'm sorry. I'd be done with Jeff Thomas.
I mean, even Ed Reed tweeted, the struggle is real.
I agree. Chicago Kane, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Bo? What's going on, man?
Oh, you know what's going on. We're fucking pissed.
Yeah, I'm trying to enjoy my Saturday, man. I'm trying to go out and get some Chinese food for me and the wife. I ain't got time for these dudes, man.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Man. Can you believe this? Can you believe
That's
this?
unbelievable, man. That's unbelievable. I don't. It's like he's reaching for every excuse in the book now. You know what I'm saying? You can't go from kick everybody's ass to now. This is a rebuild and the future looks bright. You can't have it both ways, man.
Come on.
Well, how about this, Chicago Kane? If it's a rebuild, kick Jeff Thomas off the team.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's my state buddy too. He can keep going, man. I mean, he ain't gonna look back. Nobody got time for that, man.
How many?
Nobody knows. He just screwed himself for the NFL. He's got chances after chances after chances.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, what are we gonna babysit him? Babysit him?
I don't know. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
I said, well, I mean, if I'm gonna babysit somebody, he better be putting up some big time fucking numbers now. Shit, you're not doing enough for me to babysit you. Shoot.
No, that lackluster play he been doing, mate. I think he might have played one good game all season, as far as I'm concerned.
He better be
standard.
He better be like Randy Moss or somebody. I mean, fucking babysit his fucking ass. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. We should have did a thorough search. I'll go back to that. We should have did a thorough search before we hired, man. That was a lazy, quick hire, man.
But hey, you know, Chicago King, if this was the NFL, we would have got fined because you know they got the Rooney Rule. They would have at least had to do an interview with at least one black guy. Like they didn't do nothing. They didn't interview a white guy, a black guy, a Chinese guy. They didn't interview anybody. Holy cow!
You know what I want to know is what happens if Manny Diaz wasn't on the campus at that time? Then what do we do?
That's crazy.
He was there to get his stuff.
I just want to know I just want to know how this new coach at Temple beat Georgia Tech 24-2, and we just got beat by him at home in overtime. Holy cow!
With a brand new coach. That's crazy, man.
And you know,
brand new coach. I'm always trying to make an excuse. Well, you know,
rebuild.
You got to give his chance. These are his players. What are you talking about? Give him a chance to get his players. These guys, he's been coaching. What do you say? Give him a chance to do what? To beat mediocre teams? He can't even show up mediocre games, man. They play uninspired. When the overtime started,
I knew it was
they had already lost their game.
I knew it was over.
Their body was. How'd you know it?
I knew it.
Their body language.
I knew
their
it.
Body. Georgia Tech was all fired up, man. They was walking around all fast, and they couldn't lose.
You know.
So I don't know which way we're gonna go now, to be honest.
What happens? Do we make a bowl game? I mean, we're not beating Pitt. There's no way we're going up there and winning. No way.
Well, I don't think we're gonna beat Pitt.
How about
just being 100%?
Florida State?
They might get, because they act like they only want to play against teams that they get amped up for. You know what I'm saying? It's like they play when they want to play. They don't they go out like, well, this is a big game, so we're going to play this game. What are you talking about? You're supposed to be ready to play with the field. But they will drag in the Pitt. I don't see them beating Pitt. I don't.
Florida State it's a coin toss.
No, they'll get up for Florida State. They're going to get up for that game.
They might get up for that. They might get up for that. And I feel bad for. I think Brother Jordan comes to play every time, and I'm not trying to say nobody out, but I see him playing hard, blocking hard. You know, DJ. I see guys playing hard, but only in spots. And it's like certain guys, and then other guys just kind of looking at each other like they lost. You know, and that's coaching, man. It comes back to Manny. He can't run away from that.
What do you think about Manny saying it's a rebuild now? This is a rebuild.
I believe that's a cop out, man.
Holy cow!
Yeah, he reaching now. Okay, let me try to kind of fix it before it gets out of hand.
I'm surprised he didn't say, "Well, I inherited a mess." He pulled the old Willie Taggart at Florida State.
He is pulling it.
Oh, that's what Willie said. That's crazy, man.
God, Willie.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna spoil us Saturday. I'm with y'all, man. This is ridiculous.
Man.
Remember we said beginning of the season, 10 wins. 10 wins easy. Oh yeah, they get 6 wins, no problem.
Fucking rebuild.
Yeah, there's no way we lose less than 9 wins minimum. Remember that? So it's like,
You know what?
And these guys.
You know how they made that thing? You know how they made that Step Brothers thing for Blake and Enos? They needed to make it for Taggart and Manny, Step Brothers.
Yeah, somebody did.
These two
Somebody
right
did
here.
a meme.
These two are
You know
full of shit.
the Manny Diaz with the Scarface sitting in the chair. He went with the U chain around his neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. They made one, but it had Randy Shannon's face. With the black Randy, the Cuban Randy Shannon. I was like, oh my God.
Man.
Did
you see the one with Manny Golden?
Yeah, he's got the golden outfit.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Oh man, it's crazy. There's
That
Renegade.
is crazy.
Stop, we're getting better. Get out.
Yeah, so what y'all got going on today? Y'all gonna be on for a little while?
Yeah, I'm be on here for a little while. I'm watching real football right now. I'm watching LSU. I'm watching real team.
I heard that.
I'm watching,
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch.
Team.
There's some Penn State up here by me. I think Penn State and Michigan.
Michigan wins. Michigan wins outright. Book it.
Penn State wins tonight.
No way.
Penn State.
I got Michigan.
Yeah, I got Penn State.
What? You're crazy. Hardball. I'll take
Yeah, they got to go put some money together to go get out of the Lions now. Until that happens, we in trouble, man. Or somebody like that. We got to get a proven guy. We got to get somebody that's strong. He can build a program and sustain it.
We could have had Dan Mullen twice. Dan Mullen wanted this job. Dan Mullen was begging for this job, and they wouldn't give it to him. Mike Leach begging for this job, and they wouldn't give it to him.
Yeah. Hey, Bush, man. I wouldn't have a problem with it. I can deal with Bush, but I can deal with Manny.
Oh, James Kane.
These Bushes.
Yeah, James Kane.
Crazy, man.
This is crazy. James Kane says, you want to talk overrated, talk hardball. Let me tell you something. Michigan was how we were now, and now they're winning 10 games for the last 4 years. I wish I was in that position, bitching about fucking not winning the big game and fucking winning 10 games every year.
And then you said the best the other day. I just want to be decent. This is not even decent, man. It needs to be a top 20 team consistently.
But look at Michigan. Before Harbaugh got there, they win 7 games, 8 games, 9 games, 7. And now he's there. They're winning 10 games a year. And then they lost all those players to the NFL. And they're still 5-1.
They still crying like he's terrible.
And they're crying. Like when he leaves and they hire some bum, they're going to be like, oh my God, I wish we had this again.
Yeah.
I
don't believe in these guys. I don't believe in this coaching staff, man. I can't sit up here and say it, Bill. We'll give them next year. I don't see it being. I'm hoping it will. Don't get me wrong. And we'll see what happens, man. But
how many years do you give this coaching staff? 3 years? Do you give them 3?
I give them 2. I give them 2 years, man. If you don't see like a significant improvement next year, like this kind of stuff right here can't be happening next year.
I agree with Chicago.
I mean,
you see what I'm saying?
I could understand if we were in the SEC West and we were playing Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M. Well, we're in the ACC Coastal playing trash. Like, I just don't understand. This should be 10 wins every year, this job. 10 wins minimum.
Easy. That should be a given. In the Coastal Division of ACC, there's no way possible it shouldn't be nothing less than that.
Would you take Mark Richt right now?
Oh, hell no. No, and the only reason because his heart is not in it. Mark Richt bailed out. After the second year, that was it for him. He was done. He was more about his family and trying to get his son, help his son out, and that type of thing. I feel. I wouldn't take Mark Richt. I would take Cristobal because that's what I wanted from the beginning.
You would take
if some type of miracle could work out, and he was like, man, hey, I want to come back. I want to, come there. Whatever you got to do, man, make that happen.
I'm starting to
but
think
they don't.
Last year,
they're doing these.
I'm starting to think last year was the same as this year. It feels exactly the same. Exactly.
It does. It is. It's the same thing.
But then it's actually worse
because you had Diaz talking all this shit before the season. The new Miami, getting everybody all pumped up, doing the Nike camp that Florida State had, crashing that, throwing beers to coaches. That shit can come back and bite us in our ass in 2 weeks.
Not only that, get in front of the recruit.
All that cockiness for no reason. What you cocky about?
You get in front of the recruits and say, if you don't come here, we're gonna kick your ass. You can't even beat fucking Georgia Tech. You can't even blow out Central Michigan. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, shut that up, man. Close your mouth.
It is crazy.
Keep your mouth closed. You talk the most, and now you're looking even more stupid.
And then
because you ran your mouth.
And then today come out and say, rebuild? Really?
Nah.
This is not a rebuild. He wasn't talking rebuild before that Florida game. Oh my God.
Okay. He damn sure wasn't. But that's an escape clause.
Oh, that's that politician in him. That daddy politician bullshit in him. Holy shit.
Daddy, yeah, that's what it is.
Like we haven't heard rebuild since he took this job until now. We're 3-4.
The rebuild ain't came out his mouth.
Never,
not once.
Not once.
Not one time. LA, you guys got to be patient. This is a rebuild year. And then here he comes. What is this game? What 6?
Seven.
Yeah, game 7. Now you want to use the rebuild card? No, that ain't working.
If you would have told me that we were gonna start off 3-4, I would have told you you're fucking high. What are you smoking?
Yeah, but you crazy.
Shit, I might be smoking tonight.
You might need to.
Yeah, I was watching a little bit of Virginia was handling Duke at Duke.
It's 20-0.
Really? And we
20-0 Virginia. Virginia Tech is beating North Carolina 21-17.
Oh.
But look at
oh man, don't get me started.
Look how he came into Virginia and just I don't see turn them around, but they better. You see improvement. You know what I'm saying?
What do we say?
That's obvious. The guy from
Virginia.
The guy, the coach from Virginia.
Oh, I'll take him right now. I would take that motherfucker right now. Shit.
Hell yeah. But you see what he's doing.
They're
getting
better.
Improvement.
And they're disciplined. They're fucking in the right. They play sound football. Well, I mean, you got us playing.
Exactly.
We play sound football one week. The next week, I don't know. I mean,
North Carolina just scored.
I just don't understand. Like, I mean,
that's crazy.
The kicking game.
Can you imagine if Mac Brown? Everybody wants to talk about give it time, give Diaz time. Could you imagine if Mac Brown comes in North Carolina and wins the Coastal his first fucking year?
Oh, you want to know what's sad? That team went 2 years ago, won 3 games. Last year they won 1 or 2 games, and he turns it. And now you got a team in Miami that won 10 games and 7 games, and you're telling me that team's got more talent than us? No way, man.
What did Rick win? Rick won what? 8, 9 the first year.
Yeah, and then he won 10. Then last year went down a little slip, and now you're telling me Matt Brown's taking over this team that's won 5 games the last 2 years total, and oh my God, tell me it's not coaching.
Nah.
Oh.
Nah. I just said that. I'm always giving people opportunities and being patient and all that, man. But when you see that stuff in front of your face, it's obvious.
Come on.
That's why it shouldn't go past last year.
Chicago came. Year. We've seen the same shit for since Randy Shannon, Al Golden, Mark Rick. He got me excited at 10-year. I'm not gonna lie. After that Notre Dame game, I was like, all right, we might be back. And then
might be better.
I don't know what and now here we go. It's like we're seeing at least Al Golden's first year. We were in every fucking game. We were the underdogs. This year we're the fucking favorite almost every game except the Gator game. We've been the favorite.
Exactly. And Short will be flat as a pancake. Be flat as hell. They come out like they ain't even been practicing out. And then over the bye week, they come out bye weeks worse. Don't let them have a bye week. They really coming out flat.
And
they're like they just. That's crazy.
And then recruiting. I don't care if they're 6 foot, 6'4". I just want some dogs, man. I want people that are gonna get in there and fucking just be I mean, just like Vic said, that number 29, Murphy. Give me some guys like that motherfucker. That motherfucker will hit somebody. Shit.
Well, he plays hard, and he plays with pride. He plays like he wants to play, like he want to be there.
Give me him.
And these dudes.
Give me some DJs. Give me some Russos. Give me some of these fucking guys. I mean, where is this mentality at for the whole team?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's in spurts. It's in spots. I think Trayvon. I think he played well. I think he's hungry. He wants to play, but he want to get to the league. And he played like he wanted to get to the league. But I know he's looking at himself like, man, I shouldn't have came here. My God, right?
Oh man,
I should have checked out somewhere else, man.
I think all of them are like, yo, why did I transfer to this fucking school? This is worse. Look at Bubba Bolden. This is worse than USC. I thought USC was bad. Holy fuck, this is worse. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Man, he made some decent plays the last couple of games. I know he's getting his legs up under him. I get that. But I don't know, man.
And then he's going.
But you know what? About the thing that he did that was a red flag to me is that he doing the same buddy hiring stuff. Same thing that Golden do.
Same thing.
What the Baker do.
Same thing as Golden.
Same thing. He hired Baker. He hired his buddies. You know, it's the same attitude.
Who is it? Who we got here? Hey, you're on King Shades.
Yeah. All right, y'all, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I'm going to get out of here.
All right.
I'll talk
okay.
with you this week.
You're on King
Y'all take
Shades.
care, man.
What's going on?
Hey, this is Anthony.
Anthony, man. Where you been? I ain't heard from you in a while. Where you been?
Nothing. I've been dealing with stuff. We're fixing our house and stuff like that.
Well, Anthony,
we're still dealing with aftermath of the hurricane that hit us like 2 years ago. Our roof still hasn't been fixed and stuff like that. So,
Anthony.
So I haven't. Yeah.
So what do you think, Anthony? What's your thoughts here? I mean, if I was you, I'd have my fucking Notre Dame gear on, but. What's your thought? What's your fucking thoughts here, man?
No, honestly, the ref screwed us over with that first down call at the end of the game. He was past the first down marker.
Yeah, but you cannot put it. It's not.
But Anthony, it should have came to that.
Come on, Anthony. We should win that game.
But I know it shouldn't have came to that, but don't you guys agree that the ref? This is the second. These are few bad calls. This is a fourth or fifth time Miami's been screwed over by calls and stuff like that by a referee. Is the ACC's right? Are the ACC's refs this bad, this inaccurate, or this inconsistent with calls?
But Anthony, I mean, come on. We know that they don't like us. That we've seen it week after week, but we cannot put it in their hands. We got to win the game.
Nope.
We were 18-point favorites, Anthony. I mean, we weren't one. This wasn't a pick'em game. This is a 1-5 team. We were 18-point favorites, and we just lost to them. Why do we not? Instead of asking the bad call, why couldn't we stop the running game in the second half?
Yeah, and honest. Do you think Bubba's going to transfer again out of another school because we're not playing this good? Do you think Bubba Bolden's going to stay in Miami, or do you think he's going to transfer again?
I don't see him leaving. He's playing. He's going to be the starter. I don't see him leaving. He's going to be the starter for next 2 years. He's not leaving.
He's not going anywhere because Carter's gone next after this year, isn't he? Isn't Carter a senior?
Yeah, but he's not even playing that position. He's playing the other side. He played all day today. He's not going nowhere.
Out of this game, did you guys see anything good that you liked? I know we lost the game, but did you see any improvements at all
with
the offensive line or anything like that? Or
you know what I liked? I liked Cam. Cam played a fucking great game. Over 100 yards rushing.
Yeah.
He stepped up big time. Cam, Trayvon Hill played a good game. Russo, as always, played a good game. Those would be the three guys that I would give a hats off to. Osborne, he played a pretty good game. Had that punt return, had that great touchdown catch. Those are the four guys I would say.
I agree.
You forgot one person. The line.
Who's that?
Pickney played pretty well.
But he got hurt.
Michael Pickney?
He got hurt. He was out the whole second half, it seemed like.
Wait, actually, no. Our middle linebacker. I'm not mixing up Pickney and the middle linebacker. What's his name?
Jack Corman?
Shaq.
Yeah.
There were some times he was out of position on those runs. I don't know. He had some big hits. He had a fumble recovery, but I don't know. I didn't. Nothing popped out to me. Nothing popped out to me.
Yeah, with me, I agree with you. With Cam, he did pretty well. Nkosi played well in spurts. He wasn't too consistent throughout the game, but he played well in spurts during the second half and first half until we switched to Darren and stuff like that.
I liked how he stepped up in the pocket and threw that ball deep.
Well,
I did like that.
There's Loso says what? The one caller called in Loso and said he heard the rumor is JT4 got in a fight at practice. I don't know how true it is. That's just what we were told. I don't know.
Well, can you guys explain the violation of team rule suspension thing? Can you explain that to me? That every time I hear that, well, can you explain what that actually means?
It just means
is it the same thing as conduct detrimental to the team?
No, it just means they broke a team rule and they don't want us to know what it is. So that's the fucking excuse. They broke a team rule. They're not playing. That's just all it is.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with conduct detrimental to the team, like the same thing that they do with the NFL players, where they suspend them for like 2 or 3 games because they're disrupting the team and stuff like that. Purposely creating drama.
I guess
stuff like that.
I guess you could say that. I don't know. I just know it's.
Can one of the guys that answer that question? Your other people.
He just broke a rule.
Broke a rule.
Oh, okay. So, but they don't want to specify what the rule that he broke.
No.
That's what makes me mad. Why don't they just tell us what the rule is?
Because they want to keep it close to the team. I guess. I don't know. I don't know why they do it. They just do it. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You have to ask Mr. Diaz that. I'm sure he'll tell you we're rebuilding. But go ahead.
And honestly, well, what is your prediction for the record this year? Do you think we're going to be below 500 or at 500 or above?
Dude, take a quarter, put it on your thumb, and go heads or tails, and that's what the fuck's going to happen. I have no clue. I can't tell you. You don't know what team is going to show up. Is the team against Virginia going to show up? Is the team against Georgia Tech going to show up? Is the team against the Gators going to show up? Or is the team against Central Michigan going to show up? You don't know. You don't know.
Yeah, and honestly, for me, I'm being real. To be honest with me, with this team, I want us to be over 500, but that's me being overly optimistic. To be honest, I'm saying either maybe 1 game or 2 games below 500 or at 500. Exactly.
Oh, man.
To be honest.
If we don't make a bowl game, you know how bad that is?
If we don't make a bowl game,
our recruiting class next year will still fall.
You thought last year's recruiting class was bad. Wow. Wow.
And do you think if Manny doesn't have a record over 500 his first season, the fans are going to call for his head automatically, or do you think if fans do that, they're just overreacting?
I think fans are already calling for his head. I think it's already
saying the same thing.
I think it's already happening.
Yeah, honestly, I understand they're mad that we're not doing as expected, but we need to, as fans, we have to be realistic, to be honest.
Hold on, Anthony. Realistic? So you're telling me that Georgia Tech is better than us? You're telling me...
No, I'm not saying Georgia Tech is realistic.
You're telling me... Hold on, I'm not done.
As a fan,
I'm not done.
We got hyped up.
Hold on. So you're telling me a North Carolina team that won 5 games in the last 2 years is better than us? You're telling me Virginia Tech is better than us? You're telling me almost losing to Central Michigan, that team is we're only 5 or 6 points better than them? Come on, Virginia Tech? They're better than us? Come on, Anthony.
I'm not saying they're better than us.
We're
what
not.
I'm saying, we got overhyped.
What?
I think one of your guys was talking about this with this whole new Miami thing. Got the fans overhyped. Us overhyped, thinking we're gonna be 10-6 this season or something like that. That's what I mean about.
Anthony, come on, man. We're better than every team on our schedule except the Gators. Let's be realistic. Every team on our schedule except Florida, we have more talent than. It's all down to coaching, bro. Come on, let's be realistic here. You're telling me we don't got better players than these?
It's down to coaching, and I think I watched your show last night, and I agree. I think was that Randall Hill you were talking to? Yes. Who are you talking to?
Randall Hill.
Yeah, he should become the AD for Miami.
I'm with you there.
Honestly.
We need a new AD. AD needs to go.
You don't like Blake James did for after all these sanctions we had, but we need to switch over to a different AD. Honestly, I agree with you.
What did he do through the sanctions? What have we won? We won the Coastal one time.
Yep.
Well, what has he done?
No, I'm saying as an AD dealing through sanctions, do you think it's harder for them to get funding and stuff like that as a football program?
Not if you're winning, it's not. Win games. You don't got to beg for it. They'll give it to you. Fuck, it's all about winning. I mean, if you're losing, do you think someone wants to give you their fucking money? No. If you're winning, they just fucking say, how much? Come on,
do you think Blake James has the same mentality as Mark Richt?
I don't know.
Do you think that's why people want him to switch out to to match up, have a AD that matches the same mentality that Manny Diaz wants to instill in the team? Or do you think...
Stop, Anthony. Manny Diaz. Hey, hold on, Anthony. We got another caller. Give me 1 minute. Hold on. Okay. Hey, you're on Kenny Shades.
Hey, Bo, I called back in. I just wanted to wake up Anthony for a second.
All right.
It's 247.
Tell him. Tell Anthony what you got to say.
Anthony, we have only beat one Power 5 team so far. It's the coaches. Wake up, man. How else? What do you need to see in order for you to believe that it's the coaches? Give me one thing that you need to see so we could start, in the right place to put the blame on the coaches. It's not the players.
I'm not saying it's the players. I agree with the coaches. I'm not saying it's a mixture of both, to be honest. You can't just blame the coaches. It's sometimes the players. Sometimes it's the players and the coaches too. You guys, you can't really just blame it on one. It could be both.
All right. So this game, okay, who's it on defense? The players or the coaches?
It's on the call that Blake Baker made. I blame him.
What call?
I saw some of the. He didn't call too many. There was not a ton of blitzing during this game. To be honest,
Are you kidding me?
It felt like he was relying on most of our linebackers and our defensive backs instead of our defensive line, which is the most dominant part of, which is supposed to be our best part of our defense and stuff like that.
They're running.
So I don't know why.
He's blitzing. He's blitzing linebackers.
I want to ask a question. Where the hell was Nesta at all game?
They ran that 3-4 and they had Russo in the middle.
Yeah, but there were times Ford was in there too.
Yeah, they went 4-3 at the end of the game. In the fourth quarter, they started going 4-3.
We also had Garvin and Russo put a spot on the quarterback, like run us zone where the defensive end drops to cover somebody.
That's a good thing about Garvin and Rousseau. They're athletic enough to where I think they can consider a linebacker, to be honest. Not just blitzing in coverage and stuff like that.
So just to go back to my point real quick. Okay, so you blame it on Baker on defense, correct?
Yeah, and being vanilla on offense as well with Enos. He's refusing to open up the playbook. I'm starting to get pissed off with Enos.
But I think we're seeing his playbook. I mean, we're how many games into the season? This is the meat and potatoes of the ACC. This game had everything writing on it. If we would have won this game, we would have still been in the Coastal. We lost this game. We're out of the Coastal. That's it. Everybody owns the tiebreaker against us. Okay, we haven't played Duke. We have
not Virginia. Not Virginia.
Virginia still has more games won than us. Okay, and listen, Virginia Tech beat us. All right, they own the tiebreaker. Georgia Tech beat us, which is the worst team in the Coastal right now, according to the stats and according to records.
We still have Duke. I thought, isn't Duke in our
division?
Yes, they are. But have you seen how well Duke is playing? I underestimated Pitt. Do you think the way we're playing right now, regardless of who shows up, right? And let's just say that the Virginia Tech game was credited to the fans because that's what they said. Okay, you're not going to have that hostile crowd right here from the Hard Rock at Pitt. It's going to be the other way around. So what team is going to show up there? What team is going to show up to Duke? What team is going to show up to Florida State? You understand?
Yeah. So, honestly, the Florida State game, no matter how bad each team is, I think that game is always close and stuff like that.
Right, it's a rivalry, but it's not enough evidence for you to say that it's coaching. How do you explain the things on offense? How do you explain being at home with the kicking situation how it is, knowing that our kickers are struggling, and you put Bubba Baxa out there to make a field goal, he misses it.
And honestly, I blame Manny Diaz for not hiring a special teams coach.
All right,
that's the stupidest decision.
But you keep blaming coaching. I know it's some players, like the O-line. I know it's some things like the kicking game. But the coaches are putting these players out there. You understand? So it's coaching.
It's
vanilla on offense. Blake Baker.
Now you're switching my mindset. Now you're switching my mindset. I thought it was the players and the coaches. Now I'm thinking it's the coaches, mainly the coaches specifically, because I think Pataki should be focused just on linebackers. I don't know why Manny. Do you think Manny didn't have enough money to hire a special teams coach, or do you think he was too lazy not to hire a special teams coach?
I'm not even going to go to special teams because our football program problems lie beyond the special teams. There's a glaring need at O-line. There's a glaring need at play calling. Okay, and it starts at the very top. And you cannot excuse these things. It's enough is enough. It's gonna. How long are we going to wait again? Are we going to allow 3 more years of the Miami football program to go down the drain to restart all over again? I'm going to tell you, Jimmy Johnson, Dabo Sweeney, that people want to mention, because I did my homework. The reason why those respective coaches got their job, okay, Jimmy Johnson is a different story, but Dabo Sweeney was a great recruiter. I've never seen Manny be a top 25 recruiter, okay? As a positional coach or as a defensive coordinator?
I think the one who does the best recruiting out of everybody on that staff is Banda. I think he's the best recruiter on that staff.
Right, and he's ranked 30th in the nation.
Yeah, I think honestly we're so inconsistent because with recruiting is because we haven't won consistently and stuff like that. And I was talking to another Miami Hurricanes, and I was saying, Alabama, they weren't always like this. They still.
No, Alabama's always been great. I'm sorry. Alabama has always been great. They had a lapse where they were not good for a while, but they have the most national championships in all of college football. Bro, tell me if I'm wrong. Is it not coaching?
Oh No, it's coaching.
No, but what I'm saying, before Nick say, they won like 8, 9 games, and they still had top recruiting classes. How is that possible? Can you explain that to me?
He got the right guys in, and you look at 2004 to 2008 or 9. Okay, Dabo, I believe, got his job at Clemson at 2009. He was getting all the right guys, and he had a good recruiting staff. They started it with recruiting, and you can't say we don't have the talent because we're the best in the Coastal. Bo said this. Bo has said this. Everybody on Kane Sheets has said this. We out-recruit everybody in the Coastal. Go look it up. So there's no reason why we should not be winning these games or struggling against a 1-5 Georgia Tech team. They just installed a new offense. How many times are we going to allow a freshman quarterback or a brand new quarterback that comes out to Miami, comes to Miami's house, and looks like a Heisman?
Isn't that what happened with Jameis? Didn't Jameis play us as a freshman and he destroyed our defense?
He was a red shirt.
Oh my God! But you're talking about Florida State. You know, I hold a lot more respect than if you talk to anybody. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just trying to make you realize. You're talking about Florida State. Florida State holds a different weight than UNC, Pitt, all these other teams.
Virginia Tech was our rival before.
Anthony, don't you understand that fucking Georgia Tech went from a triple option and now they're changing their offense to a spread option? I mean, a spread offense, and they have none of the personnel for that offense, and they're still finding ways to make plays on us. Don't you see that as a problem?
Yeah, I see that as a problem.
First year head coach, and he had his team jacked up to beat us? Come on, man.
And by the way, the Jimmy Johnson thing, Jimmy Johnson, go look up his record first in Miami. He played a bunch of ranked teams. And the teams he lost to are not the teams we're losing to now. Sure, Jimmy Johnson got handed a bunch of good players, but come on. Come on, man. If people want to say Jimmy Johnson and Dabo, okay?
No.
Yeah, I think
but
now I'm starting to see what
Madison.
you're saying. It's taking me a while because I'm still being hopeful for the season, so I'm still like
Anthony, I gotta let you go.
Rose-colored sunglasses.
Anthony, thanks for calling, Anthony. I appreciate it, man.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Hopeful, man. I lost hope fucking 5 weeks ago.
I've done lost hope, man. I just don't know how people can buy into the hope thing.
I lost hope 5 weeks ago.
I don't know. I just don't know how you can make excuses anymore. I mean,
hope for what? For Justin Flo? Do you really think Justin Flo, after seeing his performance, he's going to want to come here?
There's more than just him. You got the quarterback that's supposed to be coming in.
Let's be honest right now. The way Florida's playing, they're going to have the pick of the state. The way Florida State and Miami's playing, they're going to have the pick of the state. And then the way UCF's playing, they might even fucking come in and take some from us. You just don't fucking know right now. It's crazy.
Right. And another year that we're going to have to see these recruits go up to have a Miami hat, an FSU hat, and a Florida hat. And we're going to see the FSU hat on everybody, and the little hat tricks, or a Chucky doll. How many Miamis are we going to see picked on National Recruiting Day, National Signing Day?
Hopefully,
put the W's on the board.
We better hope.
Cheney. That's how you're going to get them to come here.
Oh man, dude! If you're Cheney right now, are you? I mean, look at the carries they're getting. How many? I mean, they're averaging what? Like DJ's averaging like 12 carries a game. Like, are you not saying, damn, do I want to go here, or would I want to go to fucking Georgia where I'm gonna split reps, but I'm gonna get at least 15 touches a game? Fuck.
Well, I mean, I brought that up 2 weeks ago.
Like, come on. How are you going to keep a 5-star running back if you're not running the ball constantly? You're throwing the ball. Man. I mean, I just don't understand. But hey, 247, how long do you give Manny? So what if, say this year we finish off 6-6, right? Next year,
Right.
let's say we go, I don't know, 7-5, 8-4. Do you stay with them one more year?
I'm gonna tell you, I said this before. For me to justify extending or keeping a coach, okay, I have to see progress, and I haven't seen progress. The first year can always be excusable depending on where you're at. Obviously he's in University of Miami, but I'm going to tell you this: if Manny doesn't make changes, let's just say Manny goes on and says, "Oh no, Blake Baker's fine, and we're going to change, we're going to get better," blah blah blah. I'm not giving him a second year because I've already seen this.
Hey, Radical Vegan, I see what you put on there about Dabo's recruiting classes his first 4 years there. That is right. They weren't the best. But he went and made the Chad Morris hire, which saved his fucking job. And Chad Morris took that offense to a whole nother level and that whole team. And then they went and hired the DC they got now from Oklahoma, and they went to another fucking level. So you got to make.
Yeah, but what else helped Clemson is when they got that defensive coordinator from Oklahoma after they fired him.
Yeah, but Chad Morris was the first one that fucking got it going with what was that quarterback then? Boykins, whatever his name was. Him and Sammy Watkins and those guys, and that offense was killing it. But they couldn't beat South Carolina.
There you go. He made the changes he needed to make. If Manny doesn't make these changes, there's no reason why we should keep Manny Diaz at the helm. And it goes beyond that.
Boyd.
Because even if we fire Manny Diaz after the year's over, right, we're going to restart all over again. But who's the one in charge of making the hires? Again,
the dumbass that's done it, that hasn't done anything for the last whatever he's been here. Seems like forever.
All right, so don't wait until that. Start putting pressure on Blake James and the administration to make changes.
Look,
okay.
I knew Al Golden wasn't the guy when we played. Was it his second year? When we played, the second year we played Virginia Tech his second year, and fucking they had the quarterback run a quarterback sneak up the middle for 80 yards. I knew then he wasn't the guy. I'm getting the same feeling this early with Manny Diaz, that he's a good coordinator, but not a great head coach. I'm starting to get the feeling.
I've been there. I had that feeling after Central Michigan.
I hope I'm wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I'm just, and I'm seeing the same things that Golden has done. Hired his buddy at DC.
Friends and family.
I'm just not liking it. And I'm hearing all the political bullshit. If you don't come here, we're going to pound you and all the other stuff. And now all of a sudden it's rebuild.
Are they hiring the right coaches just because they have a good interview? I mean, this athletic director has to look beyond, somebody that could just sell something.
How many?
We're not selling a product. We're putting a product on the field.
Let's be honest. How many of these position coaches really have a lot of experience in the D1 atmosphere?
Well, Enos is one of the highest paid. Well, is probably the highest paid.
Okay, I'm talking about position.
Assistant we have.
Position coach.
Position like wide receiver. Enos is a quarterback coach.
Well, wide receiver, running back, tight end, none. This is his first D1 job, a big time D1 job at position coach.
Well, you know how I could keep somebody, and they're not. Let's say, look, the way I could keep somebody is. Maybe we're struggling at the position. Let's say O-line, right? We're struggling heavily on O-line. But if the guy can recruit, and he can legitimately recruit, I could make a case for keeping that guy. But if you can't develop, right, our performance is poor, and you can't recruit, you got to go.
I agree. So how about Banda?
Banda, he's our best recruiter.
No, who has he pulled? Tell me one DB he's pulled that's been big time. Tell me one.
Give me one. You got me. You got me on there, bro.
Give me one.
But you got me. You got me there. I just told you got me. You got a reason.
How about Rumpf?
I'm not gonna name any.
How about Rumpf? I mean, but Rumpf's a good developer. It seems like. I'm looking at Michael Jackson and those guys he helped.
Right. Exactly. Rumpf is more like the guy that gets you. He has the rapport with the coaches. He has ties to South Florida.
How about Patney, the linebacker coach?
I've heard good things about him, but you got to question Michael Pickney, McLeod, Quarterman. You got to question. So you're right.
Well, how long do we ride with this offensive court line coach?
Oh, they're gonna ride.
I mean, how long do you ride with him?
They're gonna go with them. They're gonna give him the excuse, but we're not seeing improvements. But it is what it is. How about Donaldson getting pulled today for missing an assignment?
Man, listen, he's got to be the leader on that line, and he's not even being the leader on that line.
Who is the leader of this team? Who is the leader?
The leader is DJ Dallas. On defense, it's what's his name, Blades and Romeo Finley. Well, I'm not talking about the people that wear the captain on their shirt. I'm talking about the leaders that lay it out there.
I don't think Blades is the. I don't think Blades is.
I mean, Blades can't even get on the field on defense, and I still ain't figured that out.
I don't think Blades is making people run through a wall. It should be Shaq. It should be.
I'll put Gordon Hall in there. He leads the team in the safeties and tackles.
I mean, we got this freshman named Russo. That's the best player on defense, looking like.
Oh, no doubt. Him and Trayvon. But we want to keep putting patches in. I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, what's up with that? I don't know. We got a lot of question marks on this team, and I don't know where to fix it. I don't know if Manny can fix it, because this is why I hate hiring somebody from the last regime, because they would, no matter how you want to fucking look at it, he was part of the problem. No matter how you want to look at it, he was
part of the cancer.
He was on the last regime. I don't care if you say the defense was played good, it was the offense. I don't give a fuck. He was part of the problem.
And listen, I bet you there's people that say if this is a W, it'll be a different conversation. No, it wouldn't, because the way we performed today, we should have blown out Georgia Tech. There's no way. We were 18-point favorites. The spread was 18, and we lost.
You know what this game is like? This game is almost just like the Central Michigan game, except we barely won that one. It felt like a loss. It's the same shit, but I mean,
it's worse.
It's
scoring. Worse, bro.
Oh man,
it's worse. What's Central Michigan's record right now?
I don't know. I don't even fucking want to know. They'll probably be.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Central Michigan. People are gonna call me crazy. I think Central Michigan beats Georgia Tech. To be honest with you, it's just that bad. I mean, Georgia Tech is bad.
I might actually agree with that.
I don't know.
We play like this, and the FIU game can get scary.
God, don't even start. Oh my God.
No, I'm just saying it's true. I mean, we're playing like we don't know, like we don't even know ourselves. I mean, come on, bro. We're at home. Why play safe?
Well, if you're gonna play safe, why not center the kick? Fuck. I don't understand. If you're gonna take a shot at the end zone, why? I mean, knowing kicking from the hash marks has been a problem all year, especially up close. Why? If you know you're gonna kick the field goal, why not center the motherfucker? Shit.
And not even that, though. You had the first field goal. That looked like a little kid just kicked it.
And look, I'm gonna sit here and nitpick because it's just what I'm gonna be. I'm mad. I'm upset, so I'm gonna do it. One thing that I see, this might not be something big or whatever, but one thing I see in similarity to when this guy was here, Mark Rick was here, is that we leave timeouts for nothing. We don't use timeouts. Every time we have extra timeouts that just go to waste. And it goes back to the little things. Those little things matter. Go watch good coaches coach. They don't waste timeouts. They call them. We don't even call timeouts. End of the end of the second half.
Yeah, we get a big run.
We still have three timeouts.
How about the end of the first half? They're gonna run the clock out, and then what crazy is, it's end of the first half, and you run like you had Perry run the ball last play of the first half for like 8 or 9 yards. Why would you have your quarterback run the ball to end the half, giving him risk of injury, knowing your other quarterback is already banged up? I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
I asked the same thing earlier, Bo.
Wow.
And then he comes around and he does get hurt.
That was later on. Yeah, he got hurt. But the one right before halftime, why would you run it right before halftime knowing you're not calling timeout, take a shot? It just doesn't make sense to me. This guy is a rookie. Is doing too many rookie mistakes, man. Oh man. Yes, Jerome.
Did I hear you correctly when you said that Manny Diaz said that they're rebuilding?
Yeah, he said it in his press conference today. He said it's a rebuild, right, guys? And I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. You sold me all season on TNM, told the recruit you either come to Miami or get your ass kicked, and now we go 3-4, and now it's a rebuild. Oh man. I don't know what do you say about that, 247?
I'm tired. I'm exhausted mentally. I have a headache. I my liver can't take this anymore. I'm not intoxicated right now. I'm sober as fuck. But I'm just saying that my liver can't take this anymore.
Even on a rebuild, we should win the Coastal. I mean, come on, man.
At least be competitive. How about that one?
Holy cow. I'm not asking for national championship. I'm just asking to win the Coastal. Like, I'm not asking.
That's all I'm asking for.
I'm not asking for much. Just win the Coastal yearly. It's not a hard division. We're not in the SEC West. Holy fuck.
Shit, we're not even in the SEC East.
We're not even on the other side of the Atlantic. We don't got to play fucking Clemson. Fuck. Fucking kidding me here? This guy, man. I wish Homestead Vic would call in, but I know he's not today because he's.
Was he at the game?
No, I don't think he went. I don't think he went. Jerome Collins, Rick is saying, "How do you like me now?" I don't know. Same shit as last year. Man.
It's been the same shit for the
You had the members of the 89 squad there to witness this.
How about number 30? Who is even number 34? Who is this guy?
I have no clue.
Ragni or something like that. I'm probably slaughtering his name. Forgive me.
How is he in over our freshman?
I have no idea. Maybe he's a senior. I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, is this what Manny was talking about with the new Miami? We're playing a bunch of walk-ons.
Hey, they've been here 4 years. They practice hard for us, guys. And you know what? We're gonna give them some playing time. Fucking this.
Listen, I don't mind giving Jimmy Murphy playing time. He could play.
He gets the kickoff team. He gets the punts. But to have some guy come in and go at linebacker, and I mean, I just don't get it.
He was at striker. Romeo Finley got hurt.
No, Finley was in there.
No, Pinkley got hurt.
He was in there for Pink.
Oh.
Finley was in there.
So where the hell is Sam Brooks and all these other linebackers that should be ahead of this guy?
Frierson.
Yeah.
Where's someone at? I mean, I just don't get it, man. It seems to me like we're playing.
Out there, linebacker.
We're playing political ball. We're playing. Oh, all right, Patchen. You've been a senior. You've been here all these years. Let's get you in there. Oh, 34. You've been playing great football. We're great on the practice squad for us. Let's get you in there. Well, we're in a fucking dogfight. I can see if we were blowing the motherfuckers out, but fuck, it's a dogfight at this point in time.
It's embarrassing.
Wow. And then at the same time, I'm watching the Gators on the other side just go to halftime tie with South Carolina and put them away in the second half. Go up 18 and give up a late score.
It's like a residual. The Dolphins suck. The Canes suck. I don't know. It's like, I'm not a Dolphins fan. I'm sorry, I can't be a Dolphins fan. But I'm just saying, like it's like a residual thing.
I'll tell you this much: those people got to be on suicide watch that like those.
MJ, everyone can't play linebacker. They don't know the play calls. Then why they play fucking linebacker against fucking when we were blowing people out? And why were they getting reps in other games, MJ?
Oh my God! Let's not play that marketing strategy.
It's week 7. They've been in practice. They know this defense, man. Come on.
I mean, Sam Brooks got in before. What was it? Who was that he played? Was it Bethune-Cookman, I guess? He was flying all over the ball. He had some good hits.
He played the Central Michigan game, too. Stop it.
I mean, you know what's going to happen now?
You want to hear what's going to happen now? Now, what's going to happen next is you're going to hear this. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, so we had the best practice of the week. The best practice all year, we just had it today. We go to Pitt and we lose.
No, you know what you go here next? I will be entering my name into the portal.
That's what you're going to be hearing.
Sam Brooks, gone.
Oh, Dante here. Dante here has the best. T&M can run backwards through a field of dicks. Yes, Manny wants to ruin this year's team image so he can sell a new bag of goods next year. Man, I don't know. Hurricane 615, 7-6 don't look so bad now. Tori Evans, lack of experience at head coach is really killing us. Wow, it's getting bad over here. I mean, well, I don't know. I haven't even checked Twitter. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of positive fans saying be positive for the players and all the bullshit you're going to tell me to be. You're not a real fan. That's what they're going to be saying to me. You're not a real fan. That's the worst one to say.
And listen, I don't want another head coach. If we're just going to hire a coach and pay him $5 million, and then we're going to pay the salary of $500K to our assistants. Unload. This time around, if it happens, where Manny's gone, which I hope I'm proven wrong, and I hope Manny wins out, makes a bowl game, and turns it all completely around. I hope. But come next year, Manny's not here, for example, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that we're going to hire this magical guy that's an unproven guy, pay him $5 or $6 million, buy him out with whatever contract he's on, and then pay an offensive assistant and a defensive coordinator $500K.
Oh, where do we go? I mean, oh man, I don't know.
Balance it out. But pay a coach $5 million a year, whatever the high, be up there with, at least beat FSU for the amount that we're going to pay a coach and assistants. Right? Go out there, pay the head coach the most you can pay, and get me quality, proven guys.
We got to do
offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator.
We got to do.
Okay, how much do you think it would take to get Urban Meyer?
Oh, a lot. But
no. Oh my God, Urban Meyer. You want him to have a heart attack?
I don't care.
I'd love to have Urban Meyer.
I'd love to have him. He have a heart attack. He doesn't win.
I would love him too, but we gotta be reasonable here.
But let's think about this. How much is it going to take to get a good AD and get rid of Blake James? That's where we need to start at. Blake James.
I can tell you there's a lot of candidates that I can think of. I don't want to make the same mistakes that USC made, but there's a lot of quality people that Miami can hire. Okay, and I'm not going to throw out an example because I'm not qualified to make that decision, but I do think that there's a lot of quality people that graduate from the University of Miami that knows a thing or two about football that can make a better hire than hiring somebody within 3 hours just because you're desperate to get a coach.
I wish MJ would call in this guy MJ. He says y'all are so overreacting. How are we overreacting? We just lost to a 1-5 Georgia Tech team. We almost lost to Central Michigan. We lost to North Carolina. How are we overreacting?
I love it. Listen, the way I respond to that is I love it.
Holy cow, how are we overreacting?
But I can't be like you. You must be like new to this. You must not have endured the last 10 to 15 years. Okay? You must have not endured that. The 10 years that we've just been mediocre. That's the way I respond to that. You must not be here.
Where you know what I think is happening? That these fans are getting so accustomed to this losing. They don't remember how it used to be when we were winning, and they're just accustomed to it. You're just overreacting. That's all right. We lost the game. We shouldn't be mad. We just lost the game.
Okay, we're overreacting. But we're gonna beat Pitt at Pitt, and then we're gonna turn around and get smashed in Florida State.
He says, I've been a
fan. And then we're going to be overreacting again.
MJ says, I've been a fan since I was 8 years old, so you must be about 20, and you have not seen us win shit in your life. That's what it seems like.
I'm 30 years old, man. And listen, I applaud you for being positive. I'm not going to take a personal shot as somebody as a fan of you, but I'm telling you, I try to be positive. I try to. I really do. But what
do you take positive out of this? What can you take positive out of this? There's nothing positive.
What can
besides, like Bo said, Cam played well.
Cam played well. Russo played well.
Hey, that's individual. That's individual stuff. We're going to sit here and be proud when we're a team. The team played like crap. The coaches.
You're telling me to be positive. I'm trying to give you some positive things that I've seen today. And it's only individuals that I've found positive. I didn't find the coaching positive. I didn't find... The defensive scheme wasn't a positive. Why were they running the 3-4? Well, what was that about?
It reminds me of when I go to Home Depot and I try to buy like a nice fridge or whatever, and it looks all nice on the outside, and you dish out $5,000. You come home, you open it, you stick all the nice groceries in there, and 3 or 4 days later, the thing can't even produce ice.
Oh my God!
It feels like, man. It feels like a bad product.
No, it's like you're watching the infomercials at night, and they're saying, "Come on, give us a call, buy it now, T&M, it's so great." And then you fucking buy it, and come home, and it's fucking 3 and 4. Beat Virginia.
They call us prospect or whatever, man. They can really do that. I don't care. Just put a W on the board. I mean, it's not so hard against a 1-5 team.
Tori here got it on the money. He says, Bo, coaches are throwing everything at the wall, hope something sticks. You are fucking exactly right, Tori. You know what? We're going to run a 3-4. And we're going to put fucking Russo over the fucking center. And we're going to fucking... Pinckney's hurt, so we're going to run a 3-4. One of our best linebackers is hurt. We're going to throw 34 in there, a walk-on. And we're going to see what happens.
That got ran over.
We're going to see what happens.
Luckily, the dude stepped out of bounds.
Holy cow. MJ. Oh, Hurricane 615. MJ equals Manny Jr. Maybe that is Manny Diaz over there in the comments. Just tell me, Manny, why is the rebuild question coming this late in the year? Why wasn't it coming before the season? Like, are you trying to save face? MJ, 247, what do you think about that, though? This late in the year, you come out with the rebuild. I mean, we never heard it, not once. That we never heard that word come out of his mouth until now. Does that give you a little bit of worry?
From a psychological standpoint, I think it's purely an excuse.
Excuse.
I mean, could he be trying to save his damn job?
No.
Because maybe he thinks he's on the hot seat?
No, remember I asked you guys, maybe like a week ago, I asked you guys, do you think that Manny is comfortable, or do you think that he's feeling the pressure? And I'm not saying all of you, but a lot of people said that he's comfortable.
He is comfortable.
Well, maybe, I mean, I was one of them that said he was comfortable, but maybe he's starting to feel the heat now after this loss.
Well, you heard what Vic said. Homestead Vic, he's close to the program a little bit, and he said rumor is around campus that he's guaranteed 3 years. So I don't know.
Right? Because if he has to buy out another coach, I think he's gonna have to buy out his own contract.
I mean, come on.
And my fear is, we win a bowl game, and we give Manny Diaz a 5-year extension.
Jesus Christ.
Matter of fact, Jamie put it out here. He said what he said. Remember, you can either come to Miami and win national championships for 3 to 4 years, or you can go somewhere else and get your ass kicked by Miami for 3 to 4 years. Those were, thank you, Jamie. Those were the words during the offseason of Manny, and now we're rebuilding. But
I really hate to take shots at our own program. I really do. But and I know that this is not a positive thing to say, but Bo's right when he says it. And Manny did see these words, so if he sets these standards himself, shouldn't we hold him accountable to it?
I think we should.
All right.
He's doing what the government's doing. We're being politicians.
He is.
They back themselves in. I
don't
want him to be negative. All I want him to do is take responsibility.
That's what I want him to do. I wanted him to come to the press conference today, and if I was the head coach today, I would say, you know what, guys, it's on me. We got out-coached today. That's what I would have said. I wouldn't have came out and said, hey, well, it's a rebuild. You're right, it's rebuild. That should never come out of your fucking mouth. If it didn't. Now, Georgia Tech, they can say that because they're going from this fucking bullshit offense, triple offense to goddamn spread offense. They're rebuilding. They don't have the players for what they need to do.
But that comment is more conflicted because now you're going to have a situation where he's probably going to lose some guys in the locker room.
Right?
So he says that it's rebuild. What do you think happens when these kids watch that?
So if it's rebuild, does that mean we start benching the seniors and start playing the young guys? If it's rebuild, that's what you do.
We don't have that many seniors. He's right about that. We don't have that many seniors.
Well, is Shaq?
But the seniors that he brought in, Trayvon Hill, all those guys.
No, how about the linebackers that came back for him? Pinckney and Shaq. And, that's why they said these guys came back. So now you're telling me you're giving up on them? Saying it's rebuild? He's full of shit. He's full of shit. That's what he is.
And you know who I feel bad for? Like, really, really, truthfully. You know who I feel bad for?
Who?
The players. Because the players buy into this. And it's not the players' fault. The players want to win. You see it. Some people question their heart. But I see a lot of kids busting their behind to win, and they want to win. They have the energy for it, but they're not being put in the position that they need to be, like playing it safe at home. It makes me sick, man. I'm just.
I think everybody should be sick right now. This is not the standard of Miami, not at all.
I really want to hear Randall Hill. I'm sorry that I've been so negative, but I need to hear from one of these guys, these Hurricane greats. That I want to hear what they got to say because they were at the game to witness this.
Hold on, we got a call.
I wonder how many stayed though.
Hold on, we got a call. Hey, you're on Kane Shades.
Hey, what's up, guys? I've been listening. I just got one thing to say.
Say it.
How many times we gonna see DJ Ivy get beat?
Oh.
Jesus Christ! He's so big. How are you? Last week was horrendous, and now this week you gave up basically 2 touchdowns. I don't understand.
I'll tell you how. When you're a defensive coordinator and you see a weakness, when you're an offensive coordinator and you see a weakness on a opponent's defense, you're gonna attack it. So they've obviously seen a weakness and they believe that their wide receivers could expose DJ Ivy. So they keep attacking when DJ Ivy's in the game.
It's just I'm just watching TV and I'm like, dude, this guy, you can't.
What are you?
Jesus Christ!
So
the guy just on the fake punt, he just ran right by him. He didn't even.
He was lazy.
Challenging. I'm like, dude.
If he was supposed to block, he wasn't. If he was gonna block, he wasn't gonna block nobody. He was letting the motherfucker go. Holy fuck!
Man, this one hurt.
And you know the bad thing is on that thing part, I guarantee you Georgia Tech picked that shit up. They see something on film.
That's coaching. That's coaching.
That's coaching.
Miami gets caught off guard more than Miami catches people off guard.
So what do we gotta do to fix it? What do we gotta do? What do you think we gotta do to fix this?
I don't know, but this Dan Eno's offense, man. If I see another end around, I'm gonna fucking flip out. It's just not working, bro. It's just go down the field.
How about
it's just not working.
What'd you think about the double reverse down there inside the 10?
It sucked. It was the first down double reverse. It was not called for. Just run the ball. Just run the ball. That's all we need to do. That's what Georgia Tech did. That's what they did was run the ball. They ran it up our gut and just gave it to us.
And they couldn't stop Cam Harris today. They couldn't stop him.
Yeah, and so that's why I understand why when we get in the goal line area, it's just like last week. He ran that what he did. He ran it to
the wide side.
He ran to that tight end.
Yeah,
that tight end around bullshit. He ran. That was pointless. Just run the ball. And I don't know, man. This I don't know about his offense, man.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Holy cow!
You know, Alabama's looking. Yep, that's what we told you. We let you get. This is why we let him go.
$2 million later. Fuck.
Well, to his defense, he's a great quarterback coach. He just doesn't have it as a play caller.
Do you guys think we have the quarterback of the future on the roster?
No.
I
don't think so.
No.
That's tough to say when we have so many coaching issues.
I don't think we do. I don't think we have that guy.
Because, I mean, I don't know what's going on. Jaren's supposed to be our starting quarterback, but then when the Cozy went out, then Jaren went in, and then he came out again. I thought Jaren was supposed to be hurt. I'm dying to see Tate Martell, even though I know that's probably not going to lead us anywhere. But it's just like, what's really going on? Like, and then it's like Manny with the politics. It's just I don't even listen to his press conferences anymore because it's just a bunch of bull.
It is bull.
Right. You said you want to see Martell.
It's coaching. It's coaching, guys. It's coaching. Look at Joe Burrow, what he's doing after 1 year. Look at the difference that 1 year made for Joe Burrow. He looks like the Heisman candidate. I know LSU is talented. I know they're an SEC team or whatever. But just use that for an example. Last year, compared to this, it looks like a completely different player. Well, he might be. Listen to this. He might be the first overall pick of the NFL draft.
Yeah, they got that guy from the Saints. He's got that offense lighting them up on that offense.
But I want to go back to something he said. He said he was dying to see Martell. Mm-hmm. Why? How bad is this dude? If Williams is hurt, he comes in. So how bad is Tate?
That's true.
Yeah.
But then again, I think Enos doesn't want to change his offense. I think what we've seen over the last couple of weeks is Enos is really pig-headed, and he wants to run the offense where he wants to run. And I don't think Tate runs. He's going to run from underneath center like that. He's not going to run that great underneath, and he doesn't want to. Enos doesn't want to change his offense. So I don't know.
Georgia Tech. I'll answer it. Look, Georgia Tech biggest weakness is their run defense. Did we exploit it enough?
No, not enough. We exploited it, but not enough.
We should have been done. It's just like plays we should have been running. We didn't run. Like, you know what I mean? And then what's up with the kick at the end? Like, why didn't we set our kicker up to kick it right down the line? Why would you take a shot?
Thank you.
I don't think we should have took a shot. We should have. We had seconds left in the game.
Well,
we should have just lined it up
and timeout. And you had timeout. You had 3 timeouts left. Like,
yeah, I told you about this, bro.
Man,
I told you about this. But he should have called that fade to the end zone on 2nd down, not 3rd down.
Exactly. But because
but the type of fade, it was sort of like a wheel route fade. So it was weird. It was weird, and then Cozy had to put it right on the money. And I mean,
they know who it was going to anyway. They knew who it was going to. Like, we did that play like before that. Like, so they know who was going to. Like, come on.
I will say this.
They should have.
The biggest play in the game was that fucking pass interference by Georgia Tech, because that was touchdown. They fucking saved the touchdown on that.
Yeah.
That was huge. But
And then everyone's complaining. Everyone's complaining about the refs. Stop leaving it. Don't leave it up to the refs. We know we're gonna get shitty calls. You're not gonna give us the benefit of doubt. So that's why you blow teams out, and you don't have to worry about the refs. You don't have to worry about it.
Thank you. I said the same thing.
Well, we leave it up to the refs all the goddamn
We already
time.
said that.
I agree with you there. I mean, it's terrible. I just don't know where we go from here. What kind of season are you expecting to finish here? Bowl game, 6 wins, 7 wins.
Listen, I was gonna go to the Pittsburgh game next week, and I'm not even going because I'm not driving. I live in Connecticut, so I'm not driving 8 hours away to see this bullshit. Like, I don't want to see it, so I'm not going. I don't even know if I want to watch the rest of the games because I get so emotionally like invested, and it's just like it just screws up my whole Saturday.
But you know,
I don't know.
You know, you woke up today like, yeah, it's gonna be a blowout. That's how I was. It's gonna be a blowout. It's gonna be an easy day. And the next thing you know, I'm like, we're fucking in a dog fight with these guys. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
God.
And we got DJ Ivy to thank for 2 of those touchdowns. It's just crazy.
I mean, come on. I don't know what to do.
Don't thank DJ Ivy. Thank the coaching staff. Yes. Them too.
Well,
I don't know where we go from here, guys. I don't know.
Well, go have a drink.
I'm looking forward to next year. I'm gonna have another one.
Go have another drink, because I'm about to have another one.
Yeah.
It's bad day.
Shit. Fuck that. I'm going to roll something up and smoke it.
You'll do that too.
All right, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Anytime.
Wow. Let's see what we got here. What we got in the comment sections? Rick Badboy, we will win 6 games. Dorian, no bowl. Oh, I wish Dorian would call in because you're one of the most positive guys. Now you're saying no bowl. Oh, Dorian. Rick Badboy, too many wasted plays with Enos. Matt, what's his name? Oh, where's he at? Matt Cowboys 72. The U is PEU. The glory days are just memories. Yeah, you might be right. Hope you're wrong, but we should hire Mario Cristobal. No, don't get me started. Oh man, it's a sad day to be a Hurricane fan. It is a hard day to be a Hurricane fan. And it's hard to be positive. I don't know how do you be positive after today? I just don't I don't understand. I don't know how to do it. I can't do it.
I don't know either. I have no idea.
Hopefully tomorrow my Jaguars win, and it'll make my weekend happy.
I'll leave that alone.
Yeah, they're gonna win.
You better hope so. You lose to an 0-16.
You know. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect with my Raiders in Green Bay. So I can't say nothing because I have no clue what to expect.
Doesn't that suck that you guys have to like look elsewhere to cheer and you know and have a good rest of your weekend?
Hold on.
Rather than cheering.
Yeah, I know. Hold on, we got a new call. You're on Cane Shades.
What's happening, man?
Oh man, it's bad.
How y'all boys doing?
It's bad over here, man. Bad.
I know. I just want to say this real quick, man. I was listening to you guys, and you guys do a great show, man. I'm a Dade County native, born and raised Miami Liberty City, and I'm accustomed to the winning Canes. I think our biggest problem is we made too quick of a hire when we hired Diaz and did not give other coaches the opportunity to interview and thoroughly choose the coaches for the future. That's one. Number 2,
go ahead.
Dan Enos is trash. I'm sorry, guys, but he's trash.
I agree.
And the defensive coordinator, he's also trash.
I agree.
Okay? It is not the talent. We have the talent. We have the players. We just don't have the coaching, fellas. And that's all I got for
Well,
you.
let me ask you one question. So what do you think
Sure.
about Manny saying today it's a rebuild? What do you think about this bullshit?
Well, we should have known when they were advertising Manny how they kept saying that his dad was a mayor, which his dad was a great mayor. Manny possesses extraordinary skills at politicking. The problem is, with football, it's not about politicking, man. You gotta
show results.
You gotta, produce. You gotta get your guys to produce. You can sell me dreams all goddamn day, but at the end of the day, it's what have you done for me lately? And all Manny has done for us lately is sell us dreams and politics. It's just that simple.
Well, hey, I appreciate it, man. I agree with you on all points there. Every point.
Oh. All right, fellas. Y'all have a good one, man. I just had to get my little 2 cents in.
Thanks for calling, man.
All right.
Bo, remember when I told you I didn't like his hire on the defensive coordinator when it was announced and you said just give him a chance?
Yeah, it's his guy. I figured it was his guy, and man, it's just getting bad over here. Yeah, you know what's starting to point? Blake James is starting to get in the spotlight now because people are really starting to question. Remember, I took heat when they hired Manny Diaz at first, and I was ranting about it, and I said this is bullshit. This is too quick of a hire. Now, people are starting to see it, Tommy.
I know.
They're starting to see it, and now Blake James.
We said it today on the show when the news came down.
I said this is
We
bullshit.
said it. Me and you both said it. It was too quick of a hire.
Too quick. You at least got to go through a thorough process. Like, at least let's at least hear who's interested. Because the coaches put out their feelers, tell their agent, yo, tell them I'm interested. What do they think? They do that shit. I was watching that show of Kansas when they were going through their hiring process to get Les Miles, and I watched, and they had coaches reaching out to them. You're telling me you wouldn't take Les Miles right now? Holy fuck, man!
I have a theory of what happened.
What happened? Blake James
is
lazy.
So, obviously Blake James is the AD. You know how they hold their little meetings? Mark Richt is going to retire. That got announced or whatever. They had their little meeting. They said they were going to conduct a national search. And the first phone call that Blake James makes off record is Manny Diaz. And
Manny was on the campus getting his stuff to go back to Temple.
Yeah, this is possibly true, but my theory is that he made a phone call when all these meetings were going on off the record and asked Manny Diaz if he was interested in taking a job that Rick was going to step down. And then Manny probably told him, yeah, but it has to be now. So then they used the meeting as an excuse, not the meeting, the picking up his stuff or whatever, and that he was going to coach the bowl game. That was probably in talks already. And they told him they were going to offer him a contract or whatever, and then there was probably not that many interested people. And then Blake James saw that he was going to lose Manny Diaz if he didn't make the move. So he made the desperate move of hiring Manny Diaz right off the bat instead of conducting a proper search and conducting the proper interviews. He thought this was a home run hire. That's just my theory.
Yeah, but he
was wrong.
You at least got to go through, interviews and hear what some other guys got to say. I mean,
absolutely, I agree with you, bro. But this is just my theory of what went on.
Well, maybe this theory is true.
Hold on,
maybe this is the real reason why Manny was on campus.
Well, hold on. Hey, you're on Kane Shades.
Hello?
What's going on? What do you got for us?
What's up? This is Dante. I'm calling in.
All right, Dante. Tell us what, man. Tell us this bullshit you're feeling today, man.
Hey, man. I was enjoying everything y'all were talking about with that other caller because it's unfortunate. What you just brought up is the facts, man. Like, they rushed the hire. I was never down with it. I haven't been down with a hire in a really long time. Blake James he's the lasting stitch of Donna Shalala, which was the beginning of this whole issue, unless you go way back to the
to the president when Jimmy Johnson was there, Tad. You know, when they first started trying to. I mean, they basically have been trying to kill the football program slowly for a while. But what happened was when Rick came back, I do believe Blake James finally believed, okay, I got to get out of jail free card. You know, Rick got fired from Georgia. I can hire Mark Rick. He'll coach here for cheaper than most of the so-called big names like him would. I hired him. All of a sudden, 3 years in, Rick is retiring because he doesn't want to fire his son, which is a load of crap. And then Manny takes off before any of this happens to go to Temple, and all of a sudden Blake James, like you were saying when I was on hold, you know, he thinks he's getting away with a home run hire to bring Manny back because a lot of the players want Manny back. That was the thing. A lot of the players wanted to, you know, they were clamoring for Manny to come back, which is, what do you think they're going to do? They want it easy. You know, Manny made a lot of mistakes. When he started talking about the T&M, you bring up T&M and you're talking about you're going to get rid of all this so-called poison that was in the program, but yet and still you go and turn around and give Pinckney and Shaq captain armbands before they earn them. Aren't those going to be the two most poisonous players on the team? They've been there since the beginning of the old regime. Plus, Manny, like you said, was a part of the old regime, so how is he going to help, you know what I'm saying, cure some ailments that he was a part of creating? He created part of the poison, so how are you going to be part of the solution? It just don't, you know, there's a lot of things that happen that just ain't right, and then we can, you know, I'm going to let y'all speak on some things.
How about JT?
Right.
He brought JT back. No,
I was going to say that, too. I was waiting for him to get done. You let Jeff Thomas come back, so there's poison.
No, but that's not, this is the thing about it. This is what I'm going to say about it. The JT thing is actually what I think lost the game today. Because based on Manny, based on everything we've seen Manny do, this is my theory on today. Everything we've seen Manny do with his lying and his politicking and his favoritism, I don't believe whatever he suspended JT for was probably a legit reason. I think the team was pissed off before they even took the field. Nobody said what JT got suspended. All we know is JT got suspended for some so-called violation of team policy. You could probably violate anything. We've seen how Manny treats his players. It ain't like they getting play time because they've earned it, all of them. Some people, number 34 was on the field. He could have put Finley in. He could have had Frierson in. He could have had any number of players in. But he got 34 out there. 34 made a few tackles, but he shouldn't have been out there.
No, he did not like it.
You know what I'm saying?
He not like a guy.
He had no business being out there. You know, and then Jaron is supposed to be hurt, but yet you putting him in the game. You know? Yeah, it's like there's so many holes in what Manny is doing. You can tell he's blatantly lying. And then what he came out and said about rebuilding today, that's just the nail in the coffin. It's like, how you going to, you know, it's just like Jamie said in the chat. It's like he came out and told ESPN that there's a chance Miami could be a national championship competitive team in 2019 because it was a fact. It's true. Given the schedule and the league that Miami is in, there's no reason they couldn't have been competing against Clemson in the ACC championship game with an opportunity to go to the playoff. There's no reason with this year's team that couldn't happen. Offensive line and everything.
Well, what do you say to these fans that are saying everyone's being negative and we should be positive? How do you get positivity?
I'm not going to call them fake fans. I'm going to call them numb, like you said earlier. You know, they've gotten numb. A lot of them are young fans who have never seen Miami really win. So all they know of you know what the thing is about it that's funny, bro, is like, the way I explained it to the younger fan is I was like, you see all that hoopla that goes around the Oregon football program, which is funny why Mario Cristobal is at Oregon, because that's exactly what Oregon is. Oregon is the modern-day Miami. All the hoopla and the swag and everything that goes along with being an Oregon Duck right now, that's the way Miami was supposed to be. Except Miami is even better than that because they're not, you know, they don't have a lot of smaller scat bat people. Like Miami have some bigger players as well. You know, they play big time college football. Oregon has always gotten away with just being, you know, a lot smaller and faster. Miami has played that way a little bit, but they've had a good mixture of big and small, you know, within the program. And speed, strength, power, everything. But Cristobal is basically doing what he wanted to do at Miami. He's doing it at Oregon, and it's look at Oregon's defense this year. That's a Miami style defense. Oregon ain't never played defense like that.
I haven't watched Oregon that much. I need to watch them today.
Oregon's
killing it this year.
Oregon's winning now. Last time I checked that scores, I flipped it over to the Georgia game. Last I saw, Oregon was beating Washington.
Really?
Well, it's over now.
Yeah, well, but what I also wanted to speak on is, the little things, man. It's like that ball Pope dropped. If you look at his hands when he dropped the ball, his hands were not in the right position. That's something if the wide receivers coach was doing his job, he would have made the proper technique and caught that. It was the same thing he did last week against Virginia when he dropped that pass that Kosi threw that he jumped for. He didn't need to jump for it. If he would have stuck his hands out properly, he could have caught the ball properly. There have been so many passes that have been dropped by the receivers because they don't use proper hand technique. They don't release in their patterns properly to give Kosi or Jaron Williams windows to throw in. Well, it's a lot of little things that you just wouldn't see if they were well coached.
Well, where's our wide receiver coach at?
This is bro. One thing I got taught from very young in Pee Wee was the ball's above your chest, index fingers up. The ball's below your chest or whatever, pinky's down. It's what it is, and they don't know how to do that. So I 100% agree with the call.
Yeah, but when you see
and also you look at go ahead, Bo.
In high school, Pope was making all the catches. He wasn't dropping nothing.
So that's probably because he was wide open. The quarterback probably didn't have as much velocity as Kosi does. That's one of the things. A lot of these receivers are augmenting their hands because they're trying to make up for Kosi's velocity. Now, definitely he could learn to throw with a little more touch at times, but what people don't understand is when your adrenaline is so high, when you're in the pocket of a team that the pocket may collapse at any moment because your offensive line ain't that good, your adrenaline is too high to be, doing that sometimes. Plus, Kosi is just now starting. Kosi is just now starting to get time with the ones. All year long, he was repping with the 2s and 3s because Jaron was getting all the reps with the ones. There's been so many things that Manny and Enos could have done differently this year that could have led this team to being 5-1 or 6-0 right now. And they didn't do them, one, because they don't know how, and two, because they're too stubborn to change. Now that they know they're doing wrong, they'd rather do wrong all year long and then start fresh this off season with a new campaign. Because like you said, they're politicians. Both of them lie at the press conferences. Both of them are blatantly stubborn when you're asking questions. They'll look you dead in the eye and tell you exactly what they want to tell you, regardless of if it's true or not. They've been given a get out of jail free card this year, and they think they can do whatever they want.
Do you think this program is...
I'm just wondering if Mandy's lost this locker room now since this is a rebuild, since he made that comment.
Yeah, that's going to be real interesting to see. That's going to be interesting to see because I think, like I said, I think part of today's loss was because of the way he handled the way the Jeff Thomas team. I guarantee whenever it comes out, whether it was him being a little late to a practice or he missed curfew by 10, 15 minutes or he got caught up with some young lady or something like that, yeah, you got to discipline players, no doubt. You don't want players to think they can get away with whatever they want. But I guarantee you, whatever it was, it didn't sit well with the rest of the team. They didn't. It just Manny. What's up?
All right. Are you from Miami?
Nah, I'm from Cali.
You're
I have
from Cali?
family that went to the U. Yeah.
You got family that went to the U? Awesome. I respect that. But are you familiar with the high school football down here?
Yes, I am.
All right. So what type of weight? Okay. So what type of weight do you think?
Well, I'm familiar with the way. I'm familiar with the way football is played. Now, I don't know all the high schools and all the. You know what I'm saying?
But
I'm familiar with it though.
I could almost guarantee you that you probably know these two high schools that I'm going to mention. Miami Central High School and Miami Northwest.
Yep.
How important is that pipeline for Miami?
all you got to do is go back and look at Randy Shannon.
All right, then. You know who was in attendance for that game? Both of the head coaches.
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to come back? Yeah. No. Both of the head coaches for North Miami, Northwestern, okay, and Central Rockets. Both of those high school coaches, the head coaches, were present at that game in Georgia Tech.
And they're not gonna be. I think they're not going to be too reticent to Manny trying to get their players. Now, if their players want to come to Miami, I don't think they're going to try to talk players out of it. But if those players' parents actually speak to those high school coaches about the University of Miami, as long as Manny Diaz is the head coach, those high school head coaches will have no, they'll have no choice but to be honest and say, I wouldn't send my son there because he's not going to grow. He's not going to play if Manny doesn't like him, I'm
going to tell you this much. If I had a son, and he was recruited by Miami, and I'm a diehard Hurricane, I'll live and I'll die till I hit the grave. But if Dan Mullins come knocking on my front door, I'm going to be listening.
Yep. If Saban came, if Orgeron came, I'm listening. Even though I'm a diehard, if I had a son and I was going to send him to Miami, I would not right now because Manny Diaz is poisonous. He's hazardous to that program, and it's evident. When you get other people coming into your chat rooms from other teams, and they don't even really want to talk trash about how you lost. They just want to talk trash about how bad your coach is. Like, that tells you something. Like, other teams aren't even coming into the chat room to talk trash about how Miami lost. They talking trash about Miami's coaching staff.
That's bad.
That tell you how bad the coach, because they don't even have a vested interest in caring whether the coach is good or not. For them, it's good if the coach sucks. But when they even mention, like, yo, man, y'all coach is awful. Like, I feel for you guys. You get a whole lot of that, like, yo, man, I really feel for you guys. Like, your coaching staff is atrocious.
Man,
like, that
it's bad.
That's real stuff.
Manny was just at a Northwestern game just a couple of weeks ago, and he offered a kid from there. So I'm just trying to put it out there so people could, envision and put two and two together. That's all I'm trying to do.
Oh, man. And, well, the thing is for me is this, in best case scenario, it would be, obviously they're probably not going to buy him out. They're not going to buy out anybody. He's, like you guys said, he's presumably guaranteed 3 years. But I would love to see Miami, do something unprecedented and put Blake James in a position where it's a put up or shut up. Excuse me. A put up or shut up in the sense of it's like, look, Blake, you either do something about Manny, and I mean you talk to Manny and let him know you got this year, or it's your job. And you put Blake in that position. You either handle Manny or you get rid of yourself. But one of y'all got to go.
I agree.
As long as you make the changes.
If you put Blake James in that position, then I guarantee you he will handle Manny's hiring much differently. To the point of like, look, Manny, you're getting another year, but this year is that year. There's going to be no 7-5 or blah, blah, blah. Like, you're going to win some games or it's done. And I think they should, like I said, for me, I would start a coaching search now, and just be on the low, hire another firm, and just be out there because Manny is not, the thing about it is, what you said, Bo, it's just facts. He's not getting it. All these people that are out there holding up hope for next year, Manny's not getting any better. He just doesn't get it. He's a fantasy football head coach. The dude is all analytics, no instincts. It's evident in the way the team plays. It's evident in the way he robotically does his pressers. It's evident in the fact that Dan Enos is someone he hired without ever really knowing that Dan Enos' offense and Dan Enos' play calling are awful. I like his offensive playbook, actually. To be honest, I think the playbook would fit Miami great if we had somebody else calling the plays. I don't really think the offense itself is an issue. I think Dan Enos is the issue. The spread coach could work well at Miami if you actually had somebody else that used the spread a little bit more, and they weren't always using play action when we weren't running the ball, and they weren't always using play action out of formations that we don't run the ball, which is one of the more fascinating things to me about Dan Enos. He will call play actions out of all these formations that we actually never even run out of.
How about when they go play action, they hand off to a guy not even being over there? Williams did it today.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh, that's going to fake someone out.
Exactly. He went and play action. There wasn't even a back in the backfield. It was like, what are you doing?
Cozy did it again.
And it's all timing, though.
Virginia Tech, and I'm like,
he uses it as.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
And I can't take this guy anymore. I can't even take Diaz anymore.
So so that's the thing. What would y'all do? What would y'all do? I mean, obviously, like you said, we're kind of stuck with him, most likely. But, honestly, I feel like the swell is getting so bad, and Manny is – because the thing is, people aren't paying attention to, Manny is doing things that no first-year coach does. Like, Manny is egregiously lying to the fan base. He's lying to the players. He's probably lying to administration. You know what I'm saying? At this point, he's lied to pretty much everybody he needed to get that job.
Well, you got to think,
and he's continuing to lie.
You got to think,
so he's doing.
He's comfortable because he's been there the last 3 years as the DC. So it's like, everything is the same. In my opinion, it seems like everything is the same as when Rick was there. He just put T and M.
It is. It's worse though.
And he put all
it's worse though because at least Rick knew what he was doing. You could count on Rick to have some clue of head coach ability. You might not like his style of head coaching, but at least we knew Rick was a head coach. Manny ain't even a head coach.
If Rick would have just hired,
and he did.
If Rick would have hired an OC and been the head coach, we would have been good. Cause just stop running the.
Well, we would have had to hire an OC and a DC because Manny left.
Okay, we could have found one. I think he could have found one of them. He got enough.
I think we would have found a great DC. I think he would have found a great DC.
To be honest with you,
guys, we're talking about the wrong thing. We're talking about the wrong thing. The problem lies with Blake James. How much
That's what
more
I
money?
say. What they need to do is get rid of Blake James. Then whoever the AD comes in, you put pressure on Diaz, son. You better turn it around. If I don't see a change, you're gone.
Let me ask the facts, which is what matters to the university, right? You got Al Golden, got bought out for how many millions? We got sued, okay? We got Mark Rick. Luckily, he retired.
He retired.
He retired. Luckily, he retired. That's how we saved millions, okay? We would have had to buy him out. And now we got Manny Diaz, okay?
Which is extra money to buy out Manny that Rick saved us.
We bought out Manny. We bought out Manny.
I know.
How many more millions?
I mean, we bought him out of Temple. Yeah,
exactly,
they bought him out of Temple.
Well,
so how many more millions are going to go down the drain for this university when we could spend all that money we could have spent it on a good head coach from the very beginning?
And that's Blake James. And that's Blake James' fault.
Well, hey,
I would have hired Dan Mullen. They could have hired Dan Mullen before Mark Rick even came. Dan Mullen begged for that job before they even hired Mark Rick. He begged for the job, and they just ignored him.
247. That's what
they
happened.
They could have hired Cristobal, who also begged for the job, and they ignored him.
But 247. That's what happens when you're cheap. It's like, hey, I need new tires. I'm gonna go to the used tire place. It's only going to last a few months, but I'm going to go get the used tires instead of buying new tires. They're fucking cheap, man.
Yeah, no, it's arterial bleeding. It's arterial bleeding. Put a tourniquet on and fix it.
Like, come on.
It's arterial bleeding. It's not no capillary bleeding.
Do you see the teams that are winning? Oklahoma, Clemson, Alabama, Auburn. They're paying their coaches, man. They're not being fucking cheap. It's not happening.
But it's not so much just the paying of the coaches either. It's the fact that the coaches have a clue. Like Satterfield at Louisville. Like I'm telling you, people are like, oh, Louisville was trash. No, Louisville was a 2-10 team last year. Louisville put up 62 on Wake Forest the other day. They might have got smashing against Clemson today, but that's Clemson. Louisville is a good team based on what they were. If you look at what that man has already done with that team and the way they play, the little things, the way the receivers run patterns, the way their cornerbacks played. Look at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech was a triple option team last year, lost with Paul Johnson. This year they got Jeff Collins, and their secondary is decent. Secondary played pretty good all game. Their defense was okay. We made their defense look way better than it was supposed to because we refused to run the ball. They just wouldn't run the ball.
You're right. How are these rookie head coaches out-coaching
All
Miami?
these other rookie head coaches are doing great and whooping Miami. Yet, here we go, man, Diaz can't do nothing. At home.
Look
Fuentes, Virginia Tech was reeling. Virginia Tech was dead in the water, and they come in there and beat Miami. Georgia Tech dead in the water, come in and beat Miami.
All year.
How is he going to out-coach Duke? Because that fucking guy's pretty goddamn good.
Oh, no.
X's and O's guy.
Oh, no, he's not. Dude, my thing is Miami will mess around and beat Pitt next week. They'll pull off some weird stuff like beat Pitt, beat FSU, and then end up losing to Duke, lose to Louisville, something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if they pull off a couple more wins, because the team has pride, but it comes down to whether did Manny lose the team today after he said, because the thing is about Manny is what we all know, when people are habitual liars. When you are a habitual liar, you lie so much that you get to a point that you start losing track of your lies. And eventually you get caught up in one of them. And that's what happened to Manny at the presser today. It's already happened to him many times, but today, when you bring up it's a rebuild, no, that's a flat, bold lie.
Man,
we know you're lying now.
We have too much talent for rebuild. I mean, I know our offensive line is shaky, but we got enough pieces around it to have a winning team. That's not a rebuild.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
And, I mean, how about the guy at Temple? Why is he doing
4
so
games
good?
by 21 points? That's not a rebuild.
And then the Florida loss, looking real. It's a real good loss right now. They're beating everybody except LSU. You're telling me we play with them, and I don't know, man. I'm getting aggravated with this guy, and I want to be positive, but I just can't. I see the bullshit.
And this is the thing about with Blake Baker, too. Like, I think Blake Baker, out of all the coaches in the top 3, Baker, Enos, Manny, Baker is my favorite, actually, because Blake is he knows he's out of place. I call him Blaker. Blake Baker. Blaker ain't never went to the presser and lied. He's always been the only coach to ever go up there and say, you know what, I got out-coached, or, I saw some things and I'm going to make some adjustments, or, I think we missed some assignments and that's on me because I got to get the guys to pay attention to he's the only one that's ever went to the press conference and owned up.
Yeah, you're right.
And he does it pretty much every time. Every time he's at the press conference, but he knows he's learning. He's not trying to front about being the best defensive coordinator in the land. He knows that he's still on his way up. Manny and Enos refuse to admit where they're at. Enos has never been a good play caller. If you look at Central Michigan or Arkansas, his play calling is questionable. His offense is good. His offense could be, like I said, his offense could be dominant if you got the right pieces. An offensive line would be one of the main ones. But the fact of the matter, you can still scheme around that if he actually knew how to use rhythm to call plays. The dude has no rhythm, so he doesn't know how to call plays. His play calling is awful. You're going to call a double reverse in the goal line on the first down to the short side of the field, and if that ain't bad enough, you're going to call the same damn play as the first play in overtime? Really?
You know what's something that I want that I'm interested in doing at the end of the year? You can't do it now, but you could do it at the end of the year. I'm interested in getting every single victory that Manny has that makes this season, and getting the head coaches that he beat versus the head coaches that he lost to. And I'm going to combine the records of all those coaches that he beat. I want to see if the coaches that he beat have a positive record or are even close to 500.
Well, who do we beat?
Virginia's
the best one.
We beat
Virginia.
But in the end, that's just going to make him look better than what he is, because in the end, most of the coaches that he lost to probably will have favorable, outside of, somewhat favorable records, most likely better than his. So it'll make it look like he lost to better coaches, which he did. Pretty much every coach that's been on the other sideline has been better than him. I would say outside of Bethune-Cookman.
But I'm sorry, but you're
Bethune-Cookman
missing
guy
out on
looked
something.
just
What are we missing out?
You just said something. You've gotten out-coached by better coaches. We're talking about
but that's
Miami.
what I'm saying.
We're
He
talking
shouldn't
about
be
Miami.
getting out-coached.
Shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
He shouldn't be getting out-coached like that.
Exactly. We're Miami.
He should.
Bro, I know you understand, Dante. But I'm just saying.
Oh, dude, I bleed orange and green, dude. I bleed orange and green. It's been like that on my, it's just it's what it is.
Out-recruit the Coastal. Okay? We're supposed to be a powerhouse of a university. We put out there, we have pro kids, we're tight end U, we're DBU, we're, whatever U, linebacker U, DBU, whatever you want to put out there. But then you're getting out coached every single week. Come on, man. Get us an athletic director.
Every week. And it's not even just getting out coached, man. The players are never prepared to play. The players have not one time walked on that field and actually executed in a manner that makes you believe that their coaches had them mentally, emotionally, and physically prepared to compete for 4 quarters and get a W.
All right, hey, Dante.
I'll throw it. I'll throw it out there. EJ Dallas, I'm sorry, bro.
Hey, Dante,
Go ahead.
how about coming off 2 bye weeks and look like shit both times? 2 times.
Both times.
Both times.
2 times in a row. And both times you ended up, it's not even that you just looked like trash. You ended up down quickly early on in the first quarter. One time 17-3, the other time by 28. How do you go down 28 to a team like Virginia Tech? Even though Virginia Tech and UNC are in overtime right now.
You're bringing up Virginia
They're
Tech.
going to the third. Virginia Tech and UNC are in third overtime right now.
Wow. Well,
You're talking about that right now, right? I'm going to take you back down memory lane, not too far back, this year against Virginia Tech, a couple weeks ago. DJ Dallas, Wildcat, 2-point conversion.
Exactly.
That play that was called, that DJ scored, that wasn't even the design play. DJ Dallas wasn't supposed to do
No, it
that.
wasn't.
That was an individual.
He did it because he had to.
Exactly.
He had to. Because the play call design was bad. It's the same thing Nkosi did against Virginia last week. The play call was a bad design, so he just took it on himself and ran it in. Even though DJ Dallas was open to the left, it was a bad play design, so Nkosi just ran it in the end zone.
Right. So it's making you look good, but it was really a bad play call.
It was a bad, and that's the thing. Brevin Jordan. How are you going to give Brevin Jordan? You just called a screen to Brevin Jordan, and he ran 35 yards, and he looked exhausted. He came out the game for one play, then you put him back in the game. He's probably still a little exhausted, and then you try to run a tight end reverse to the short side of the field in the goal line, in the red zone? Really? It's just like the play calls or the play on 3rd and 1 against Virginia where they got Nkosi behind DJ Dallas when he's in Wildcat. So they got DJ Dallas and Wildcat, and they got Nkosi behind him. What happens if Nkosi gets hurt, having to block somebody or something like that? Like, he shouldn't even be in that position. He should be lined up far right, so he's not in the play. Plus, that's one less defender in the box to defend DJ Dallas.
Man, we could go for days.
It's just like the most simplest things that this coaching staff are missing. It's unfortunate that, honest to God truth, it seems like the fan base is smarter than the coaches. It's one of those few times where, it's always the norm to say, oh, you guys are just fanatics or blah, blah, blah. You don't know what the coaches know. They always use that excuse. The coaches are with the players in practice every day. They should know better than you would know. Exactly, that's the point. If the players are with these coaches every day in practice, then there's no excuse for number 34 to be on the field. There's no excuse for Patchen to have been starting over Rousseau for as long as he has. There's no excuse for DJ Ivey to be starting over Blades like he is. There's no excuse for any of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's no excuse for you to have picked Jaron over Nkosi when Nkosi should have been starting from day one. It's just, all these things that you've done, Manny, you've done them on purpose because you don't care whether the team wins or loses this year because you know you have another year. And like I said, I honestly believe Manny wants to see this team struggle because a lot of these players on this team, I think he would rather not have them on the team. All this talent on the team, there are a lot of players on this team I think he would just rather not be coaching because he thinks of them as rich guys. And that's not a good way to treat. That's not a good way to treat your players, and that's why, like Vic said, I think there's a chance he might be losing the team. And if he does that, he might end up getting fired. There's still 5 games left to play, man. Like, that's the thing about it. Everybody's saying it's only his first year, whatever. Manny Diaz might lose every other. Miami might only win 3 games this year. That is completely unacceptable. Because you best believe Butch Davis is going to have FIU fired up to play that game. He's got a statement to make.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Because they won't hire him.
Have you seen this comment, the Punisher? He says, is it the coach's fault that DJ gave up on the punt fake? DJ wasn't even in there when they faked the punt. He was hurt. Is it the coach's fault they missed
exactly.
They missed 3.
Well, DJ Ivy was talking about DJ Ivy.
Oh.
He was talking about DJ Ivy. Well, but the fact of the matter is that is on the coaches because the fact is that play is something to play. Miami has already had a fake punt ran on them.
Yep.
By Florida at the beginning of the year, which is something that the coaches should have known about. These are the things when you're coaching against another coach, it comes down to understanding strategy and game theory. And when you played against Florida, Miami came out, drove downfield. Florida gets the ball. The first play Florida ran with Felipe Franks was what? A 9 route. The first play they ran was a 9 route. So what does that tell you? We are coming for your jugular. We are coming out to thump you. We are not coming here to play around with you. The first play they ran from scrimmage was a deep route. So that should tell Manny and them that these guys don't have no respect for us, and they coming for our neck. So when it's 4th and 3, and you're not ready for a fake punt, that's inexcusable. And the guy has already shown you that he don't have no respect for you and your squad. You should be ready for that. It's the same thing with Georgia Tech.
And now this guy says
when the announcers even said they're probably going to go for a fake punt.
Now the guy says also, did Butch Davis do good his first year? Butch Davis was under major sanctions, bro. Major sanctions. Stop. It's not
People always keep trying to give Manny excuses for his first year. It has nothing to do with it being his first year. It has to do with the fact that Manny in his first. It's like this. You could give. It cracks me up. It's like they're comparing Manny. Zion is, for instance, Michael Jordan was a rookie his first year, right?
Yeah.
And so was Sam Bowie, who they took before Michael Jordan. It's like they keep trying to compare. Sam Bowie was in his first year, so we should give him a pass that he's not as good as Michael. No, he's not as good as Michael, and he never will be. It's the same thing with Manny. Whenever they bring up Dabo, whenever they bring up Nick Saban, whenever they bring up Urban Meyer, whenever they bring up Jimmy Johnson or Butch Davis or Schnellenberger or any of the other coaches in the past, whenever they bring up these guys, Orgeron, anybody they want to bring up in their first year, it's crap. Because Manny isn't those guys, and he never will be. He's already shown that.
The thing that I want to say
doesn't get it.
If you're gonna, I know, and I agree with you, Dante. This is what I want to say to that person that's making that comment. Go back and research why these respective coaches got the head coaching position in the first place. They were good at
they interviewed and earned it.
Dabo, I already said, he was a great recruiter, and he had great recruiters around him. So he built that program from the ground up, even when they weren't winning. Is Manny doing that right now?
And he played football. That's the thing, too. Dabo played football at the University of Alabama.
Yes.
Manny Diaz ain't never played no football. That's why I called him a fantasy football head coach. Manny Diaz don't really understand football intrinsically. He's all analytic.
Yes, he is.
All analytical.
And I think
all analytical. He's no instincts.
Right. You got there's a point where you gotta wait. Hold on. There's a point where you gotta trust your eyes and not look at the paper. not just look at paper. Because paper
and he don't know how to do that.
Paper and statistics can lie to you. For example, sacks and stuff like that. Rush yards. When you get sacked, it counts against your rush yards. So you're not going to see that.
Exactly.
You're not going to see that. This is just a little example, and stats can lie. You're going to think that you can't run the ball, but in reality, it's because you got sacked 10, 15 times, which accounts for negates 50 of your rush yards. So I'm just putting something out there.
Yeah, and that's just like with Jaren and all the completion rate. Everybody said, "Oh, well, Jaren's completion rate is so high," and this and that.
Doesn't matter.
Jaren's QBR was 39.3 before this game. Nikosi's was twice that, almost. So
you know why that is?
After one game, it's like, come on, dude. It's because he wasn't taking all those sacks. He wasn't taking all those sacks.
Yeah, exactly. But you know why that also is? Because N'Kosi Perry throws it up there so his playmakers can make a play. He tries.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. If you see someone open down the down the seam going 50 yards and it's a little bit late, N'Kosi Perry is still going to put that up there and give his player a chance to catch that ball and make a big
give
play.
him a chance. And that's the thing. Like I said, I think, not going to happen. Which is why when the one drive he's in, he ends up taking a sack that loses like 15 yards because he doesn't have enough sense to throw the ball away or get rid of it.
And I love
just throw the ball away. And I'm sure there was somebody open enough downfield. He was standing in the pocket for like 5 seconds before he even ran backwards. It's
well,
like,
Dan Eno stood there and got on him. After the play, you stood it before he went to commercial.
Yeah, you can see Dan Eno's talking to him, but he didn't really, he didn't have much to say to him because he's not the starter at this point. And I believe Dan Eno's always wanted Perry to start. That's one of my other things I've paid attention to. If you pay attention to the pressers, Enos has wanted Perry from day one, but Manny Diaz chose Jaren Williams. And that's another thing. How are you going to hire a guy to be an offensive coordinator and then don't let him run the offense the way he wants to run it with the quarterback he wants to run it with? His offense was built for N'Kosi Perry. It wasn't built for Jaren Williams. Jaren Williams doesn't have enough arm talent to run his offense.
Not at all.
Do you think
that's why Bud Foster said what he said at the press conference. Bud Foster said it at the press conference. He was like, yo, the kid doesn't have a strong enough arm, so we were playing zero coverage. Zero man. That means we're jumping every throw Jaren makes because we know he's not going to be able to throw it beyond us.
Let me ask y'all a question, Bo and Damien and Dante. Let me ask you a question. Or is it Damien or Victor? Who's on right now?
That's Tommy.
Tommy.
Okay. So, do you think that Manny, because this looks a lot similar to Rick.
Go ahead.
You would agree, right, that this looks like a lot of the mistakes that Rick did, that he's not letting the offensive coordinator have full control of the offense. So, do you think that Manny Diaz is reaching out to Rick for advice, or that Rick still has somehow communication or somehow a behind the scenes control of this team?
No, I don't think so.
Go ahead.
I don't think so.
I think it's unlikely because of the way Manny used Rick as a scapegoat with all the T&M stuff. I think it would have been possible to do that had Manny not used Rick as a scapegoat. He used Rick as a scapegoat. Which is another thing I think that just poisoned the program right now. Like a lot of this stuff we're talking about now, there's those people like, the guy that was in the post, like you said, Punisher. He's probably one of those people like, yo, man, Manny's got next year, he's going to turn it around. We may go 9-3 next year, and then the year after that, we may be competing for an ACC championship. All these things could possibly happen, but I don't think they will. And I'm pretty certain they won't, because I know Manny Diaz doesn't get football like that. The dude is a fantasy football dude. That's it. He has no business being a head coach of actual animate objects. He just don't. Not right now. He just don't. He was pretty.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Tommy.
I told Bo off air. We were talking. I don't think Perry had a fair shot. I think this whole thing, Jaron Williams was promised the starting job from day one.
Yeah, once he threatened to transfer.
Right. And they promised him the starting job because Manny was there from last year. He knows what was going on.
Yeah, and he held it against Nicosi because every time Manny would talk about what he was looking for in a starting quarterback, he would throw Nicosi under the bus. I want a guy who's going to be consistent and doesn't throw picks. I want a guy who doesn't do this. I want a guy who doesn't do that. All the things he was saying he wants a guy that he doesn't do, they were all things Nicosi had did last year. And it's not fair because the kid was getting pulled. The young man, it's not a kid, the young man was getting pushed and pulled in and out of the lineup, him and Malik Rozier, and he should have been playing over Malik last year.
Yes, he should have.
But he didn't get a fair shot. Once Malik started making those mistakes, he shouldn't have got pulled so fast in that Virginia game and they wouldn't have lost. But these are the things that are still going on now. You know, a lot of people say Jaron shouldn't have got pulled in the Virginia Tech game. At that point, you kind of have to pull a guy. A guy starts and all of a sudden you're down 28-0. Like, there has to be some kind of repercussion for that. Now, if you didn't want to fake like the guy was hurt, then it wouldn't be such a big issue. He would have got his job right back. But because Manny Diaz is playing all these politics, they faking like the guy's hurt. If he's hurt, why is he dressing?
That's why'd he go in today? Why'd he go in today if he's hurt?
If he's hurt, why is he dressing in his uniform and why is he on the field?
And then if you put him in, why are you throwing the ball? Because supposedly it's his throwing shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. Supposedly his AC joint is it's supposedly he dislocated his shoulder a couple different times and they're not sure if it's going to heal or if he needs surgery.
I was ready to see what Tate was going to do. I was like, okay, let's see what this guy's going to do.
I was too. And I don't even want to see Tate play QB, but the fact is I'm still willing to see it at this point. But like you said earlier, that's probably one of you guys said it's probably the most truest thing when I was in the chat, that Enos does not, under any circumstance, want to do any adjustments to his offense, and that's the only thing he would have to do if you put Tate in. There's no way Tate's going to run this offense the way it is. No. Tate would be running an offense more like the one Georgia Tech just ran or the one Virginia Tech runs, where it's just mostly runs
some read
and not that many throws.
But he could give you some read option. He could give you some play action off of it, RPO stuff.
In today's game, that might have worked because realistically, Georgia Tech's run defense is their weakest aspect of their team. And it's little things like Absolutely. That. It's I may not have wanted to see Tate hit the field as a quarterback because I think we got two better options. But when those two better options are both hurt, why? Or give the guy a shot, put him in. Plus, especially when you're playing against a team that's known for having a bad run defense, put him in, on a couple Wildcats or something like that, and see what happens. Mm-hmm. You never know.
Well, hey guys,
it ain't gonna hurt.
Well, hey guys, I got to get up in the show. I appreciate Dante for calling.
No doubt.
Appreciate it, man.
Just wanted to call in. No, man, I heard you guys talking. I've checked into your show a couple times and typed in. I was new to it, but you guys generally have, on point perspective, and it's unfortunate that we have to all talk about this today the way it did. It'd been nice to talk about just football stats and highlights and things like that, but unfortunately, Manny is putting us all through the turntable right now, putting us through the spin cycle because he just won't act right. He needs to get some act right.
All right. Hey, Dante, thanks for calling, man. 247, thanks for calling. And everybody.
Very noble, thanks.
Have a good day.